favorite all-time comedians. Give it up for Mr. Sam Morril!
There's a lot going on with you. You just came out with your 6th stand-up special since 2020.
He's worked with comics like Conan and Colbert. He has a Netflix special same time tomorrow that tackles everything from awkward conversations to America's gun epidemic.
Still do morning news just to ruin the segments. I do it all the time.
You did a good one in Columbus.
Tell us what we can expect with that.
I'm going to talk about the human trafficking epidemic in Columbus, Ohio.
What is going on with the human What are you talking about?
I just kept making up that they had a human trafficking problem in Columbus, and the guy lost it on me.
Is this a joke? Are you trying to be funny? What are you trying to do?
We'll be right back after the break.
Wait, I was just trying to explain. The audience just saw the same thing too. Okay, we'll go to break.
This is What Now with Trevor Noah. This episode is presented by Whole Foods Market. Eat well for less.
Am I visibly sweaty? I was like...
You ran here? Were you running here?
I walk at a brisk pace.
Oh, New York.
I hate to be late to anything, and I was like, if I don't walk at a brisk pace, I'm going to be late. And I was like, you can't cab it at this time either. So it's like, I was like, I got to walk it. But
No city bike?
Oh, dude, I can't ride a bike.
Where, like at all?
I can, but I'm so bad on a bike. My balance sucks. I'm also scared of the bikers in this city. They're so reckless in the bike lane that I don't want to get...
Yeah, but you don't need to worry about them when you're one of them.
I do worry about them because I would do it during COVID, like on the West Side Highway, and they were fucking terrifying.
Also, you can. You just choose not to anymore.
No, yeah, I can. I'm a bad dude. My motor skills are terrible.
It's like I can.
I can drive. I have a driver's license, but I shouldn't have one. I suck. I don't drive. Out of respect for people, I don't drive.
You know what's you know what I've always found interesting about driver's licenses or anything that requires you to pass a singular test.
Mm-hmm.
I always think it's fucking crazy. Like, there's crucial things out there, you know, like doctor, pilot, or like, pilot's actually big because you have to do like multiple hours. They go prove that you can fly for a bunch.
Yes.
At some point with certain jobs, it's just like, did you pass the test? Yeah. Okay, you're good forever.
Yes.
I know.
Did you pass your driving test? Yeah, one time.
I failed the first two also.
You see. That's
it's pathetic.
For me, that means I think for
you
driving,
failed the first two.
Yeah, it's kind of hard in the city, honestly.
It's terrible. Have you done a driving test in New York? First of all, they don't do them in the city, like city.
I did 2 in the Bronx, and then one was in like the suburbs. But Bronx was fucking hard.
No,
dude.
it's terrible.
It wasn't easy. I mean, I sucked too, but
wait. So there's the first part where they let you drive at the traffic department. In South Africa, that's how it works.
No, we don't have that.
You drive in the traffic department first.
No, it was
and then
like
the guy says, "Let's go to the streets."
It was like. Where was it? It was in Bronx, like, no, it felt like very urban. It was like city for sure.
No, there's no, they don't have that, what we have.
You go straight to the street.
I really felt
Wait, so you failed the first one?
My rest of my family couldn't understand it. My brother's like, you failed? I was like, yeah, I'm not good. I don't know.
What did you do wrong? What did the guy say?
Everything. I guess it wasn't one thing. They were just like, you're just bad at this. It wasn't like one thing. I wish it was one thing. I suck. I'm terrible.
So horrible instructor. Like, you're just bad at this. Walk.
That was what it was, dude. I was like, I was an embarrassment.
Oh, man.
Wait, so first time, second time, third time.
Third time, I made the woman laugh out of the gate, and she was like, she just liked me. She was like, oh, he's cool, whatever.
You should be driving.
I shouldn't have been. I sucked.
No,
I should be.
That's what she thought.
I should be 0 for 3. But I made her laugh, and she was like, just cool. I don't know. I mean, not a good instructor.
What is that? The laughing jury is not a hanging jury.
Oh, yeah?
That's the saying.
Is that really a saying?
You don't know that saying?
No.
Oh.
But the jury laughed a couple of times in Didi's trial.
Yeah, but they didn't hang him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's probably
a laughing jury.
It's not a hanging jury.
Yeah, it's not a hanging jury.
It's not a hanging jury.
That's an old saying.
I've never heard that.
For real? For real?
No,
for real. They say like, I always love that for stand-up because I always thought the art, and it's funny, I don't even say this just because you're here, the art of being like the best comedian is doing what you do, where you go, you got the jury to laugh, but you committed the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez. I never call it an art stand-up. I think it's like entertainment. I think it's,
you don't call it an art?
I get like cringy because I feel like we're it's a pretentious way to describe what we do is so unpretentious, you know?
Yeah, and I think you're right about that. But it's the same way, like, a lot of chefs will call themselves cooks.
And a lot of cooks will call themselves chefs.
Yeah.
They'll be like, whoa, hold on. You're on Diners, Drives In and Dives. Relax.
That's what I feel like.
There's no Michelin here, just lard.
No, but it's true. If you think about it.
I feel like we're running like a diner.
Yeah, but that's my point. But I'm going, I understand why you wouldn't want to call it an art or an art form or any of that. But it has all of the exact same principles. Let me put it this way. If you got into a room with like a painter, like, a fancy painter, and a musician, anyone else who's in the arts, no one was allowed to tell each other what they do.
Yeah.
Right? And then each of you has to describe the trials and tribulations of what you do. So you go, man, I've got to put myself out there and I've got to create these ideas and hope people like it. And then half of the time they don't. And then I feel like shit. And then I try it again. And then sometimes they like it, but they didn't used to like it. And then all of a sudden it's popular. And sometimes I'm dead by the time it's popular. And then it's popular. People wouldn't know what you do. They'd be like, are you a painter? Are you a...
That's true, but
write music?
instant feedback that's what separates us, right? You write a screenplay, you're like, I don't know.
That's
you write
true.
a book, you don't know. You don't know till it's maybe an editor's like, this is not good. But I think people get older. That's why I always hear Tarantino say, like, I'm done at 10.
Yeah.
Because I think some critics will praise work of older directors where it's not their best work, but they're kind of grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Where like, no, that wasn't a good movie, but they're like, it's 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. And you're like, but that sucked. But they're just in, you know?
Explain that grandfathered in.
Like they were great. So they're remembering a time when they were great. And now...
Where did grandfather didn't come from?
God, please don't say it has like a racist history.
No.
I'm like, what is grandfather? Oh, according to Google, it's from American slavery. I'm like, oh boy. Oh, shit. Jeez.
Oh, man.
But I do think like...
Oh, man, now I hope it is.
Stand-up, you know if you're slipping because the audience will tell you if you're slipping.
I think grandfather didn't, if I guess, is probably about, I think it's passports, probably. I think there's something in the, or maybe before passports even, is like your grandfather was the reason you could get into a college, or your grandfather was here so you can get into this institution. So you get grandfathered in. My grandfather came
like
here.
legacy.
I think that
legacy,
I'm
right?
guessing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look it up because I prefer to guess this shit, which is more fun.
Yeah.
And Sam, what is your theory
slavery?
about
Oh, that's slavery. I think it's slavery. I think I really upset a lot of listeners. I'm sorry.
But yeah, okay, that's interesting. So that's the part where you think it separates it from art.
Well, yeah, instant feedback. You kind of know. I mean, that's the thing too, is we focus test our stuff more than anyone else.
Yes.
You know, you go to the cellar, you go on the road. Is this funny? Scorsese's like, this is the movie. This is it. I don't think those guys maybe you focus test if you make a comedy movie a little, if you see what's seen. I heard that Jordan Peele with Get Out, he had a different ending, a darker ending, and people hated it. So he changed the ending. Like originally in the ending, he doesn't get out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
In the original movie.
Yeah. Lil Rel's character in the original, he doesn't get out. And people were like, this fucking sucks. We don't want him to lose.
We want him to get out.
It's like a more artsy ending, but I think like you're just rooting for him so hard at that point that you're just like, nah, he's got to get out.
You know, so this is something I've struggled with philosophically. I sometimes wonder if Hollywood has made people less resilient in life because it's conditioned us to believe that there are always happy endings.
Well, there was that movie that just came out, and I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it, but they made, I think it was Danish, the original, Speak No Evil.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
The Danish version, and I'm sorry if it's not Danish, it's from that part of the world, but
they don't get offended on that side. You're good. You're good.
The movie is so fucked up, and it's like the darkest ending you'll ever see. And then they made an American version, or maybe it was James McAvoy, maybe it was British, I don't know, but it came out in America, and I was like, this is like a happy ending.
Yeah, it's a happy ending.
I enjoyed both, but yeah, I mean, there's something to be said, like, I don't know, like we're conditioned for that. You're right.
Every single fairy tale. Almost every single, but I think every single fairy tale that we know of from Disney was rewritten from a fairy tale that had a grim ending. Well, I think it was the Brothers Grimm, but it was like they all like, and I don't know which one did what, but like apparently like Snow White just dies in the one, and then Cinderella doesn't. Like
people
it doesn't
still get
end
offended
well.
about. People were still mad a couple of years ago about kissing. They kiss a passed out woman in Snow White. That was like a big thing. That was
the same people that are worried about a passed out woman being kissed. We're not worried about a teenage girl going on a voyage on a catamaran by herself in the Atlantic Ocean.
Who, Moana?
Yes.
Yeah,
Some people were like, chicken, pig, good luck.
Yeah, but she was fine. What do you mean?
My man, it's hard when you let your child go to school. When you see them walking away.
But why are you worried?
So people were offended by that or no?
No, I'm saying
he's saying they didn't care.
By that.
Oh. Yeah, but I feel like they get every Disney movie, people were like, they've gone. I didn't see the Buzz Lightyear one. I've seen enough of the Toy Story movies. I liked them. I thought they were great. But I'm good. I'm too old. But then they had like, I didn't see the Snow White one. I tried to joke about this. It did not work at all.
What was the joke? Let's try to fix it. We got it.
I don't think it's fixable. I like it. I think it's good.
But
it doesn't work. But so I say,
what do you mean it doesn't work?
It doesn't work, and it doesn't work like anywhere. I feel like both sides are like that. So I say, so my angle was how they're like Snow White. I didn't see the Snow White movie. They say I'm not the target demo, obviously, but I didn't see it, and they say it bombed because it was woke. And I was like, well, let's make some non-woke Disney classics. So my idea was The Little Mermaid, but instead of looking for a prince, she just does a bunch of swim meets. And the whole movie is dads who are like, my daughter's got to compete against this shit. She's not a girl. She's a fish. It's not fair.
That's a great premise.
Yeah. He didn't say joke. He said premise.
No, that's a great premise, though.
It's going somewhere.
Yeah, it's going
somewhere. I like the idea that it's like...
Yes.
Wait.
That it is rational. It does make sense that a dad... But also, I feel like I'm kind of... Is it making fun of both sides? I don't know why it's not working.
I'll tell you why I think it's not working.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I think it's not working. Sometimes I find with comedy, the reason a joke won't work is not because the joke doesn't work, it's because the people are still dealing with the current release of the joke. So they can't, the punchline, so oftentimes in comedy, the punchline has to release you from reality, oftentimes, right? But if the punchline of the joke brings you back to reality and a reality that you haven't resolved, audiences aren't happy. So you didn't let them get out in that joke.
I didn't Jordan Peele it, dude.
Yeah.
They're stuck in the house.
Because you get what I'm saying? Because think about it, it's a joke about the mermaid. She's swimming with other girls. Parents are complaining. And it's like, and it's trans. People are like, fuck, we haven't even figured that out yet. I don't know how
Right, so I'm reminding them of something that they're like, what do we do?
Yes.
That's interesting. That's a good observation. I never thought of it that way. That's a very good observation.
I used to have a joke, like back in the day, when I first came to America, I had this joke about how the premise was basically whoever invented Santa Claus was the same person who invented Osama bin Laden. Because I was like, when I was like, writers run out of ideas and they just thought, people make the same songs, people make the same. So I was like, whoever made Santa Claus made Osama bin Laden. I can tell it's the same. It was it's like the same reused premise.
The heck?
Got a beard, got like a weird little costume. They're like in a cave with their helpers. They like pop out once in a while. You don't know where they really are. It was this whole thing. No one laughed.
Was it September?
No one laughed. And I could never figure out how to get the joke going, After they killed bin Laden, that joke murdered everywhere.
Wow.
People would whoop
Should write SEAL
and
Team
holler.
6 a thank you note for that one.
Can I tell? I'm not even joking. I remember, because I remember just trying
Save that joke.
People were like, yeah. People were laughing hard. They're like, I never thought about that. Yeah, he's got the same. Because I even had the same thing. I had Santa Claus. That was the one that started working the hardest, was I said, they even had the same catchphrase, you better watch out.
That's good.
And then people were like, nah. After bin Laden was dead, joke was amazing.
I love the idea that you're doing. You better watch out, and you're like, "This isn't working on 9/12." I wonder why isn't this joke hitting? Guys, it's you better watch out. You don't get it? Jesus.
How about you get out?
No, it's funny. I always love jokes where you're like making the weirdest comparison. You're like, all right, where the hell is this going?
Yeah.
Those are fun ones because it's fun to watch them. Like, oh, it's fun. That's a fun moment.
That's the best moment. When you can find an audience, or when you can take an audience to a place with you that no one should rationally be in, that's the greatest. That's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a sadistic part of being a comic. You want to see how far this can go, where it can go, and when it's going to end.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, when you have a joke, you stretch it as possibly far as you could take it.
You say what? You're searching for the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
You're going to drive and go, the road is finished. Sharp. See you guys next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you one thing I wanted to chat through with you is like, I go, you are, man, how can I put it? Like, You're one of the most honest comedians I know.
Gee, thank you, man.
And what I mean about that is, like, as a human, I don't know you that well. But what I mean by comedian is, as a comedian, you're one of the most honest comedians I know.
I care way more about comedy than me as a human. So this is great. Yeah. That's more important. Because one time you described me as like, I remember I did a Daily Show and you're like, this guy's a great guy. And I was like, fuck, does that mean I'm a hack? Jesus. Whenever a comic calls you nice, you're like, ugh.
No. But I mean, that was like great person.
No, I know. I'm fucking with you.
No, but because I mean, you got to remember, I had an interesting perspective meeting people. Eugene had a similar thing. Is that like, when you come from random places in the world and you meet comedians in the biggest places in the world, they don't have to be nice to you. They don't even have to like acknowledge you in that way. So you'll meet some people who are just dicks because they see no value in you as a person. And then you meet people where you go, oh shit, it's that guy. And you're like some random, because remember, let's say as an African, a lot of the time, when we first get somewhere, we might not even realize how African we are or aren't being in that moment. So we arrive somewhere and we're going like, well, hello, my friend. And then what they're saying is like, oh, hello. You know what I mean? That's what,
I didn't see that.
But I'm not trying to trap you, Sam. I'm not trying to trap you.
You're just trying to call me racist on this podcast. God damn it.
I'm not trying to trap you. Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is we often take for granted how we're perceived versus how we perceive ourselves, right? Sure. So you show up as an African in some places. You are so random to the people you show up to that it becomes way more apparent who is and isn't like just a nice person in that way. One of the instances I remember was Joseph Opio, comedian, friend of ours. You might have met him, you might not. He's from Uganda. He's one of the quirkiest human beings you've ever met in your life, right? He basically did the Daily Show of Uganda by himself, wrote it, the whole thing. But he's the most abnormal human being you've ever met, right? Amazing guy. I remember seeing him at the Comedy Cellar. Nobody knew who he was. I didn't know who he was, right? And he walked up to Louis C.K. after Louis had just been on stage. And he was like, excuse me, Mr. Louis, can I offer you a few tags? I noticed that you said there, and I remember thinking, oh God, this is not going to end well. And Louis looked at him and he was like, oh yeah, what? And he talked to him and he's like, oh shit, yeah, I didn't think of that. And he took the tag and he like engaged. Whether or not Louis was just being nice or taking it actually, I didn't care. Mm-hmm. I remember just going, man, that's a cool dude. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I love that Louis is that way. I think most comics at the Cellar, like, first off, it's always weird. Do people know what tags are, by the way? It's like,
Oh yeah, a tag.
I don't think people listening even know. It's like the end of a joke, like one more line at the end of a joke. But
it's an extra. But
Louis gave me a tag once. And I remember being like, it took a joke from here to here. It's great. It's a joke that I used to have a joke where I said, I don't even remember if I'm going to butcher it, but it was like, I said, I think women look at sex like buying a car where they're like, can I see myself in this long term? Is it safe? Is it reliable? And then men look at sex like parking a car, like there's a spot, there's another spot. I have to pay? Never mind. And then the line Louis gave me was handicapped. Yeah, what the hell? I hope no one sees this. So Louis took it over the top. I was like, it was already killing. But then he gave me that one extra line. I was like, oh shit. And I ended up doing that joke in the movie Joker. I did like 20 jokes, but he was like, oh, that's perfect. And I was like, all right. But Louis gave me that line. Yeah. I already had a handicapped angle I tried, but hope no one sees this. Just perfect amount of words. There's certain things you can't substitute word choice for.
You can't.
So yeah, Louis, I love like pure comics because he'll watch and he'll be like, oh, what if you did that? Like he's so interested in jokes. I love, so when you say like comics are nice to each other, because that's the language we speak is jokes.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the case as much as it was before, partially because I think stand-up comedy for a long time was the bastard child of entertainment.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter where you're from in the world. There was always like, oh, and the comedians. Mm-hmm. And then in many countries, comedy started having this ascendancy.
Oh yeah, when porn stars started doing stand-up, I'm like, we're the last stop? The hell? You went from that to this?
Which porn star was this?
Stormy Daniels was one. There's been a few. I don't want to name too many names.
Stand-up?
Yeah, there was a brief.
I like how you said, like, I don't want to embarrass them. I don't want to expose their
stand-up. I
don't want to spoil their porn careers.
Well, let's be real. They come off better in the other videos. So, come on. At least they're good at that, Shit.
But this is what I mean is like stand-up comedy used to be the bastard child of entertainment.
Yeah.
Then Netflix comes along, there's like a boom that you see where all of a sudden it's a gold rush.
Yeah.
And now comedy is not like an afterthought. Comedy is the thing. It's
Right.
And comedy has waves. Don't get me wrong. You know, there's periods where like the comedy clubs die and improvs are doing bad and blah blah. But then comedy comes up again, and then people are back on TV. They're in movies, etc. And I'm saying in some of those waves, you'll meet comedians where you go, oh, this comedian doesn't care necessarily about comedy, but he sees comedy as the perfect vehicle to get them into acting, being famous in some other way. And then there's comedians who love comedians, and I find those comedians are generally just great people. That's what I meant by you. I've never met somebody who is as good and loves comedy as you do. Genuinely.
Oh, thank you, man. Jeez, that means a lot.
You're like a full-on...
He's a full-time comedian.
Yeah, you are.
Thank you, man. I love stand-up, man. I love jokes. So, I mean, I probably spend too much time at the Cellar. Like, I've definitely had those moments where I'm like, I got to do other stuff. I remember Chris Rock once said to me, he's like, you got to go out and live. Your audience is living. You have to have stuff to talk about. And I was like, oh yeah, you can't just be like, I got off stage the other night. That can't be like the setup to jokes. You have to like go do stuff. I hate vacations. It's hard for me to shut off. I was like, I'll go on a vacation. I want to get in a plane. I'll go to Lake Placid for 2 days. I'll disappear with 3 days with my friend. We just went there and just chilled. We'll paddleboard. I was miserable. The current took me. I had to swim to the side and hitchhike back to the place I was staying at.
No way.
Yeah, I came back early. I hate it. I'm like, I need the city. I need the energy of the city. I don't know. I'm bad.
And then back in the club.
I'll take nights off the clubs now, and I'm touring a lot. So like I do, and I'll spend an extra day in the city. I'm like, let me experience the city too, because I did the tour bus the first part of the year.
Oh yeah, you're one of those. Oh man, I remember you tried to convince me on this, and I You did.
So it's a real bus.
Sam loved. I mean,
loves the tour
you
bus.
explain it because
Yeah.
I'm not going to sell it well, so I want you to.
Well, I don't need to sell it to be. I mean, I don't want to sell it too hard because the people take them. I don't get a bus. You know, they're hard to get. These are hot properties. These buses.
I said to Sam one day, I was complaining. I was not even complaining. I was just like, oh man, I'm tired because I was flying around.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you got to get to the airport, and you get to the next airport, and the thing that drops you off, and then Sam went, oh man, I just ride on the bus. So the first thing I thought was like a Greyhound. And I was like, damn, this guy loves getting material. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, wow, this guy loves new material.
No.
And then it turned out you were talking about a tour bus. And he's like, no, I get on the bus after the show, sleep in the bus, get to the next place. And then if I remember correctly, you would then go to like a place where you could play basketball.
Yeah, this is every day on the road. So we get off stage. Usually we either go to dinner in town or like just get dinner and eat on the bus and watch a movie. I bring a ton of DVDs. I still buy DVDs. Love having DVDs. So that way if Wi-Fi is an issue, you're like, oh, I'll throw in whatever Criterion edition. And then you watch a movie. They got so mad at me. I made them watch a film noir from the 1950s once.
On a
and
tour
everyone
bus?
was like, dude, what the fuck?
On a
Let me tell you
tour
something.
bus.
By the end, they were like, this is the best movie. It's called The Big Heat. Fritz Lang movie from the 50s, Glenn Ford, fucking incredible revenge movie.
Oh, but they loved it in the end.
They loved it. It's
you,
good.
You should give us, before, at the end of this podcast, you must give us like a list of...
Some old flicks.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could find a hat and then you can reenact some of the scenes film noir style. Because you look like you come from that era.
Who? Oh, you do. I thought you meant me. I was like, if he goes, no, you do.
Well, Fritz Lang, the director, is one of the German Jews who emigrated to America during World War II, but right before the Nazis took over, Goebbels was like, you should make our movies. You're this great director.
Was that the guy?
Yeah. Yeah. And no, he wasn't the guy because Fritz Lang goes, but I'm a Jew. And Goebbels goes, we decide who's Jewish. And he was like, it was that point that I realized I should leave. So he came to America and made a bunch of great movies.
That's insane,
that
man.
moment when he stares into Goebbels. Yeah?
You decide? Are you sure? Because that's not what I've read. But
and that time Goebbels was undecided about what to have for dinner. He was like, I don't know, chicken, schnitzel. And then he was like, I decide, I'm out.
What a moment.
Well, so the tour bus is great though, because we throw on movies, we sleep. You sleep like a baby when the bus is moving. I love when the bus is moving because you forget how, because I just sleep in the bunks. I like the bunks.
How many guys are in this bus?
4 or 5.
Okay.
And I rock to sleep. I love it. So I'm a big fan of the bus. And then you wake up in the city and we hit like a YMCA or a rec center, play basketball. Some of these Ys are nice now. You get a little sauna action.
Listen to this guy.
I love it.
There's a toilet in the bus?
Do you see what I mean by selling it?
You can pee. You can't poop on the bus.
Yeah, that's a rule. You can physically but all tour buses sort of have like an agreed upon rule.
The guy I had, Jeff, is the man. I love Jeff. He's our bus driver, and he was like, I said, give me the names who have pooped on the bus, and he was like, Tom Segura. I said, Segura pooped on the bus? He goes, yeah, he hotboxed it. He put it in and my camera guy also, he did poop on the bus. I was furious at him. I was like, dude, you got, because we were in Nashville, and it's my fault. I was like, let's get hot chicken. It's Nashville.
Oh my goodness.
My camera guy is like a jacked giant dude who eats like 4 hot chickens. I was like, dude, I don't care how big you're gonna hot boxes the bus. I made him like, I was like, dude, you got to go to a gas station. You got to throw that out. You can't make the driver throw that out.
Damn. Well, he emptied it out himself, like physically?
He put it in garbage bags. They would do it. This is gnarly.
Wait, how does it work?
They would poop in a garbage bag.
Because I know in an airplane kind of flies through the sky and it lands on whoever.
No, what are you talking about, man? They got a container.
Okay.
Really?
You think planes are just like pooping?
Honestly, I thought the same thing. I'm going to be honest.
Wait.
Because I figured it would disintegrate before it came down, right?
You think that they just spraying shit?
Is when the plane opens underneath and goes.
Wait, really?
No.
I really thought
I hope that my version is real because the way I thought there was a container.
Listen to this sound.
Yeah, that's like they're using a vacuum to pull it. You think planes are just spraying?
I thought the same thing.
We need to find.
But you seem confident, and I don't know.
No. Now you are both thinking.
This confidence.
Yeah, no, I'm not confident.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it goes into the air.
But look, just spray shit into the air.
Yeah, that's our revenge on the birds, dude. We get one right on their head. You know? Get them back. That's what I thought. I don't know.
You know what? When did the cycle start? Those are the types of things. Those are the premises that I go, what if we were the ones who first shut on the birds? And the birds are like, okay.
We're going to get them.
Okay, we got you for the rest of time.
Yeah, man. It's a bad feeling when you go on a plane. It really is.
You don't like being on a plane?
No, I don't mind flying, but having to poop on a plane is one of the worst feelings. You just feel You feel dirty. I travel with wipes. I don't like being dirty. I felt horrible coming in here sweaty. I don't like it. I don't know.
But sweaty's not dirty.
I guess not.
You just don't like the idea of being like in a prim state. Like you want to be as what is it? Is it?
Yeah, you just want to feel clean. I don't know. If I'm traveling, I want to feel good. That's why I do the bus. I feel good if I do it that way. You know?
Yeah, no, I don't like the bus thing because I don't like waking up somewhere else. And now I can't just shower. Like I have to get out to then go and shower. It's like.
So you start your day with a shower?
Wait, you don't?
No.
That's the airplane toilet. So
wait. You don't start your day with a shower?
Usually not. But I'll like go to the gym or something, or I'll do an afternoon shower, like an afternoon.
Okay, wait. You mean like after activity and okay? I thought you were saying you just like you don't shower until nighttime.
No, yeah, usually before that.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. You do stuff and then you.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'll do is I will shower, then maybe go to the gym and everything, and then because I don't like going to the gym and not knowing if that smell is coming from my gym. Like
you shower pre-gym?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, because I don't know if this effort that I'm exerting is causing this smell. I like to know.
Do you go to like a public gym?
Yeah.
Wait, what gym? We can bleep it, right?
No. It's not even like a name. It's like a public gym. People go to it.
To a prison gym.
No.
I want them to care.
No, I just.
Why do you care? This is the one place where you're gonna sweat and come out smelly. Why do you want to go in looking fresh?
Okay, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Yeah, I also think that's a little strange.
I'll tell you why.
We're really teaming up on him here this episode. The pooping, this.
I'll tell you why.
The bus.
Number one, I don't like it when people leave any type of stench on the leather of the seats and the workout
and don't
equipment.
you put a towel in? Don't you come?
Yeah, but I don't like that they leave a smell. I don't like that.
Trevor, what must they leave?
That's my point. I'm not saying that they should or shouldn't. I'm saying I don't like that they leave. So for me, I do not wish to be a leaver, okay? I don't want to do that. I also don't like it when like people are smelling up a place. So I think to myself, let me not be contributing to the smell of this place. I can shower before I come here, and then I'll shower when I'm done with the workout. And the post-workout shower is a quick one because you've already like washed the bacteria off. All you're really doing is like a quick super rinse with a bit of soap and you're done.
He's considerate. He's a considerate guy.
I think if the shower is going to be shorter, it should be the first one.
No. Because you slept the whole night.
When you've actually worked
So you're getting dirty
You've
sleeping.
stewed. You don't get dirty sleeping? What are you doing in your sleep?
Hold on, so
probably.
you...
No, you're probably right.
Guys, you're
So wait.
sweating the whole night.
Wait. So when you wake up, the morning shower
Yes.
is the one where you put the most effort.
Yes.
More soap, more
Exactly.
Do you
everything.
shower again before you go out at night if you're going out somewhere?
Sometimes it depends on how humid the day was. If it's not humid, then no. Because I'm just conscious of my sweat. But if I was like brisk walk, hot day, I'll shower
before or
before I
after?
go out. It's just like, why are you taking it on to the next thing? This is not about me. This is about Sam, though. We'll be right back after this short break. What got you? I want to know, like, what got you into stand-up, and not like who got you in, or like what was the thing? Because you kept on saying, "I love stand-up, I love stand-up, I love stand-up,"
Yeah.
and it shows. But like, what do you think is the thing that like got you into like stand-up, and not being funny, and not funny movies, and not like stand-up specifically?
I think like just I played some team sports growing up, but our school really sucked at basketball, so everyone was on drugs and they were terrible. And I was like, I was pissed. I took it seriously, and we just always lost because everyone. And I was like, this is bullshit. So I was like, I can't do like improv. I can't do a team sport. So I was like, I'll do a thing where I rely on myself. And stand up, I was like, it's like that's like the tennis or golf.
Yeah.
That's what stand up is. It's all on. I always respect tennis players because I remember reading Agassi's book, and he just talks about like how you're on an island and it's make or break. It's all you.
Yeah.
And I kind of like tennis players. Kind of just have breakdowns. They'll just snap. Like you'll just see them like breaking a racket or losing it. I'm like, oh, that's like they're kind of the head cases because they're in isolation. I don't know. I respected that about them, that they have to kind of just live in their head. And that's kind of the life of a comic, but that can be painful. I was just watching the Billy Joel documentary, and I noticed this about comics too. Like he would disappear to write his new album, and it would make him crazy. And he was like, I have to get fucking hammered. I have to just like get so drunk, because so many of his songs were coming from just him doing bad behavior, like.
Oh yeah, him just, yeah.
He drove home drunk on a motorcycle, and his wife was like, are you a lunatic? And that became the song, like, you may be right, I may be crazy, but I just might be the lunatic you're looking for. That's from driving drunk on a motorcycle. And it's like, it's amazing that he took that and made that something. I don't know. I just think like, I guess I'm giving a really long answer here, but I think I like that.
Sam.
I like that it was
There's
all,
no rush.
I like that it was all on me. So I like that part of it. And holy shit, my mom at that time was like, please just be a writer. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God I didn't pursue just being a writer, because it's so much harder to get stuff made.
Yeah,
she thought
no,
that was She thought writer, producer was the safe route, which maybe at that time it was, but now stand up, at least I can make my own career for the most part. And I just liked, and then I got into stand up. You listen to it, and I liked albums. There's something intimate about the jokes, like just being in your head. As opposed, watching's cool, but I always liked. I remember hearing like Pryor, Carlin, Chris Rock albums were very big. Dave Attell, like those albums where they were just like, wow, rock would. You said something about me before, which I take as a high compliment, where you say the wrong thing, but then kind of get them on your side. Rock is maybe the best ever at that. I mean,
every premise was wrong.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, you were like, oh no, we were wrong to not think that in the first place.
Yeah, it was, he had so many bits like that where I was just like, I love so many of his takes. I mean, Bigger and Blacker and Bring the Pain were like fucking crazy. Those are crazy albums, So I remember listening to a Chris Rock album as a kid. I probably got like half, I was probably 11. I probably got half the jokes.
Damn.
But my mom just she saw me laughing. She's like, what the hell is he listening to? And she grabbed it and she put the headphones on. And I just saw this look of horror on her face. And 30 seconds later, she laughed. And I was like, that's fucking beautiful that a joke can do that.
That's amazing that she could.
She loves him. I mean, she respects comedy very much. So that's also influential when you see what makes because when you're a kid, you're rebelling at first. But then you get to a certain age and you're like, well, what makes my parents laugh? This is kind of cool that they're in on it too. My mom's not going to like everything I do, obviously. But I would see her laugh at stuff, and she loved like Mitch Hedberg. She loved dry jokes. She loved sarcasm. And
do you think that shaped your comedy? Because I mean, you're on the drier edge of the comedy spectrum, I'd say.
Yeah, probably. Because it feels good to make your mom laugh. It's like it's a nice sound. You're like, oh shit, this is the person who gave me life, and she finds yeah, I made my mom reluctantly laugh at a dick joke. That's kind of cool.
Those are the. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
When you make your mom reluctantly laugh,
Yeah.
At what?
not at any. I wasn't going to say anything else. I was just saying reluctantly
no,
laugh.
sorry, because I thought you were actually finishing off what Sam had.
You wanted me to say at a
That's
dick
it.
joke.
Okay, sharp.
There's no African who is making their mom laugh at a dick joke. None. But our version, I would say for me, of a dick joke in that is I'll make my mom reluctantly laugh at a religious joke.
Right.
And she'll laugh and then she'll go, that's not funny.
My mom does the same.
She does the same thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
But then you're like, but I got the reaction.
Yeah.
So
And she'll be like, no. My mom said to me, she's like, no, you forced me. I didn't want to laugh.
Too late.
Then I said, but you laughed. You found it funny. She's like, I didn't find it funny. You tricked me. I don't like that. Then I'm like, I didn't do anything. I just told you a joke. She's like, no, there's nothing funny about what you said. I'm like, but you laughed.
And they get mad when they make the act, but then they're like, I feel like they're kind of also into it a little bit. I had a joke about her because she's such a warrior, dude. I mean, we were talking about this before the pod, but I mean, she worried about everything. I was walking on the street with her once and we saw a dead bird and I was like, and she goes, ew, dead bird, don't touch it. And I was like, are you really telling me I'm an adult? Like, you think I'm going to pick up a dead bird and be like,
I thought this was like a child story.
no, I was an adult. And my mom I saw a dead bird and I go, ooh. And she goes, don't touch it. And I was like, I was in my 20s. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that's her level of worry. She worried so much. So we were talking about COVID before and like, oh my God, having a hypochondriac mom during COVID, it was like, I know, look, I'll never see you again. Whatever you want. Like, whatever makes you feel safe, Mom. We'll Zoom forever, you know? It was mental.
That is so beautiful. So take me through some of your
Because she'd
stories.
always be like, I'm immune compromised. I'm like, but you're not really. You're pretty good. You're in pretty good shape. But
Where
yeah.
was she living at this time?
They live in Midtown in Manhattan.
Oh, so they're here.
Yeah. And I would
Okay,
still
no,
be like,
in
can
her-
I
in her
see
defense,
you?
though.
I'm getting dinner with him after this.
Yo, man, in her defense,
Behind glass doors still.
yeah.
No,
but
good.
do you remember, like, in her defense,
Yeah.
New York was no joke.
It was no joke.
Like, New York was. I was telling
was
him
more than
the
dead
other
birds.
day, walking past. I don't know if you ever went through Central Park when they had like the body bags and stuff. That
Yeah.
was.
I still refuse to believe that. My
that
mind
was,
doesn't want to.
let me tell you something. Depending on where you experienced COVID, I see why everyone has a different feeling about
Sure.
COVID. Because everyone's experience of it was different. For some people, it was completely a theoretical thing. They were at home, and then they were told there was a death toll.
Watched it on the news.
Yeah. And then there were other people, like if you were in New York during that time, you didn't go to Florida, you didn't run away anywhere,
Yeah.
you just stayed here. The streets were empty. There was only sirens.
Yeah.
Like all day, it was just siren, siren, siren. And then when you could go outside, I remember walking around Central Park and they had turned it into like a makeshift, it literally looked like an apocalypse movie where they had the white tents and then they had body bags and you're like, what is going on here? I was like, oh, this shit is like, it's like
It
real,
sucks.
real.
It was, what's so weird? This is something about the city is like just the way you hear a song and it takes you back to a time. I haven't been on this exact block since COVID. And I did a show on this block at some hotel. I don't even know if it's still here. But I did a show 3 nights a week because they had an outdoor space with heat lamps.
Yeah.
So I was able to do I would just do an hour 3 nights a week to stay in shape.
During COVID, like
During
when we could do the outdoor shows
because
and
it
stuff,
was
yeah.
heat lamps. But I was on this block late at night one night with Phil Hanley. We were just like sitting around waiting, watching. Like it's one of the things where the night's over, but you're both so happy to be around another human because it was still COVID.
Man, what a time.
So I remember cabs were going by and some creepy kid just kept riding by us on a bike. And he did it like 5 times and we're like, I mean, should we move? And it was so creepy. I was like, I mean, he's a kid. We shouldn't be scared of him. But like, there's a reason you use kids in horror movies. It was like scary. He just kept circling us and we're like,
He was happy to see other humans.
He was happy to be around us too, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it was a dark time.
That's when you knew who like loved comedy.
Oh.
There were comedians during COVID. They're like, I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
You were doing it in parking lots.
My main thing was roofs, but yeah, I did a lot of parking lots, but roofs were my big thing during COVID. Yeah, I loved it. I got really hooked on it because it was like, I mean, I don't know I think I got worse at comedy because it was hard to tell what was hitting because you're like, what you're doing the math in your head. Well, like that hit on this roof, but it didn't hit on this roof. Like I'm doing roofs in Bushwick. I'm doing them in the Lower East Side. I'm doing them in Hell's Kitchen.
Only works on the 32nd floor.
Dude, it was a confusing time. And also, some nights it would be packed and some nights, 18 people. But people were desperate.
Yeah.
They were desperate. I remember reading this book. I forgot the title, but it was about these like ancient settlers and it's like how like music just got them through the winters. And I was like, oh shit, people need this. Is the same way. Okay, they'd be freezing, but they'd be playing music and they just gather around. And it was like, oh, this is keeping us going. And I felt that way about comedy a little bit because I saw people laughing. I was like, holy shit, that joke wasn't even that good, but that guy needed to laugh. That's why I had a hard time telling it was good. I think people like wanted, it was the same way.
Yeah.
It was the same way people came out right after COVID. Like,
I was about to say,
they were coming to shows like I'd never seen. I was like, this is, and some of them forgot how to behave. Some of them, they'd be in public, they'd be in a movie theater and they'd be like, yeah, I'm just going to scream drunk. I'm like, no, you can't do that, you know? But they were like, no, this is what I do at my place, you know? People forgot how to be humans during it. Was so, I mean, some people still aren't good, dude. I mean, you see it around the country. You go to downtowns now in every city and you're like, there's like a real drug problem in this country that they're not addressing. You just go around and you're just like, this is someone's kid. This is crazy, you know?
I think the worst thing we did around the world, there were 2 countries I know that did it in some way, but it's almost like they stumbled onto it. One was intentional, but it wasn't for COVID. I think there was a stampede in Korea. Stand to be corrected, but I think it was in Korea. So a huge stampede and a bunch of people died. And it was at a party, originally it was a whole thing, but they had a day of mourning. And I remember watching that and I was going, wait, what is happening here? And the whole country just had to pause and go, we're going to collectively mourn this loss. And the second version of it I saw, which wasn't intentional, was when the Queen died in England. And she died just on the other side of COVID. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people were lined up to go to the church. And I remember like one story, David Beckham was standing in line, like didn't like VIP it, didn't skip the line, waited with people for hours, just in the line with them. And people were crying. And I remember looking at that and thinking to myself, I know some people are crying for a legacy and a time that's lost and a piece of their country. But I was like, yeah, but a lot of people here are crying because they didn't get to cry about COVID. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I cried at Simpsons episodes during COVID.
You see?
I was like, I don't think it's the Simpsons that's breaking me right now. I think there's some other
Yeah, but we didn't. We never like. We never. Those are like the moments I think of where as
bottled
a comedian,
up a lot.
Yeah, I go. Everyone just went back to it. Never was a thing. Whether you
would love to forget
what you believe or don't believe. Forget everything. Forget vaccines. Forget COVID even as real or not real. Just remember a time when we couldn't go outside and a lot of people were dying. Okay?
People from Florida, you can skip this part of the podcast, but you lucky bastards. You had a great time. You had a great time during COVID. Remember, I do a weekend once in a while in like Florida or Texas, and I'd be like, hey, I'm grateful to be working right now. This is crazy. Man. But I'm like, you guys know what's happening in New York right now? You're like reporting news. You're like, did you hear what happened? I felt like a messenger boy.
You know, on the YouTube video when they're like, people commonly skip this. Yeah, people they skip this part. But like, I don't know, man. I think that collective thing, you're not wrong. That's why people didn't forget just how to act, but we also forgot how to feel in a certain way.
When's the last time we were all on the same page about anything as a country? Like, we're not on the same page about the Super Bowl.
Human race.
Oh no, as a world. It's
gotten, a world.
Trust me, it's gotten everywhere.
I mean,
now.
the Super Bowl used to be a thing where like, it's the Super Bowl. This is great. And now it's like,
the Super Bowl.
Now people are like, fuck Taylor Swift. I'm like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Or, you know, or they'll be furious about I don't even remember who did the last Super Bowl. What band?
Kendrick?
Kendrick.
No, before Kendrick.
No, it was Kendrick.
Wait, was it Kendrick the last one? Yeah.
No one's... I think Prince is the last time everyone's like, all right, that was a good show. Everyone else, people are like, they either love it or they're like, fuck that.
Yeah,
you know?
it always means something. It's always the end of your like side. It's always... I will say it's become worse in America in that way. But it's become pervasive all around the world where everyone has made everything seem like it is a loss or a victory for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So like, I remember a time when like...
It's going to go into black and white film noir.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Let me tell you about a time when I was young, boy. No. I said this to a friend the other day. I said, do you remember when people were allowed to just not like something, but not say that it was shit? Like when I was younger, people would say, what's your favorite sitcom? And someone would go Friends. And then you would go, oh no, mine is Family Ties or Family Matters. You know what I mean? Family Matters. Yeah. And they'd be like, no, mine is, Full House. Or mine is... But I don't remember anyone going like, Friends is shit. People just went like, oh, I don't like Friends and I don't watch it. And they would move on. And then over time, gradually, and I don't know if
it gets more engagement. They call it rage bait now,
exactly.
Right? You get it's rage bait if you're just like, The Sopranos sucked. Do something, and you're just like, it didn't suck, But they're just like, I think it sucked. And you're like, well, you could have said that.
But that's what I mean.
But
that's what I mean about like the loss and the win for your side is like, if Taylor Swift performs, then the world we now live in tells you that you are losing if you're not a Taylor Swift person.
How dare you not get it?
Yeah, it's like, I can't believe they chose Taylor Swift as or if Kendrick performs, it's like, you've now lost. I can't believe Kendrick is now. But it's like, yo, man, every year someone would just perform at a thing and something would happen and it's not your thing. And this movie wins an Oscar, that one doesn't. But it doesn't mean that you've lost. But now I feel like we've made it in society.
Tribal.
But we've made it that people have lost.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Also, you're allowed to just be like, for me personally, like, I don't have like a strong opinion on Taylor Swift. I think she has some good songs. I don't really listen to her.
That's a very strong opinion, Sam.
My niece my niece is obsessed with her.
Very strong opinion.
But it makes my niece happy. So I'm like, oh, good. That's my opinion basically on her,
So
very strong opinion.
It's funny. No, it's funny you say that. We were chatting yesterday. Obviously, we knew you were coming on and we were chatting about this. And I said, I feel like Sam, and please don't feel like this is like a lot of pressure. I was like, I feel like you are one of the final bastions of comedy right now.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I know. That I said, don't feel the pressure. I specifically told you not to feel the pressure. Don't feel the pressure. I'll tell you why. Because your comedy specifically, in my opinion, still exists in a place where everyone feels like it's for them. Do you know what I mean?
You weren't at my show last night at the Comedy Cellar. Jesus Christ. I still have rough ones there sometimes,
No, but rough is part of comedy.
I love it, yeah.
No, rough is part of comedy. I mean, like Dave Chappelle taught me, you can go to a show and bomb. It doesn't matter how great you are. That's part of comedy. You're working the craft. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is your comedy is for everyone. What I mean by this is I've seen somebody who considers themselves Republican, conservative, whatever, go, I love Sam Morril.
Oh, thanks. Man.
I've seen somebody who goes like, I'm a full-on liberal Democrat. I love Sam Morril. I've seen someone go, I don't care about politics. I hate both sides. I love Sam Morril. And I go, man, this guy is keeping something that society's losing more and more of.
Well, I said earlier, like I don't see that. I see myself as like an entertainer. So I'm my goal is to kill the room and be who I am. Like you're not going to compromise yourself and pander. But I think the crowd is too smart. They can tell if you're pandering. So you have to just be you. And if it works, it works. But, sometimes it's not for everybody. I see some shows and I'm like, oh, that joke's not for everybody, but I like it, so I'm keeping it. Every once in a while, you get like one or two of those per special. But no, it's hard, man. It's hard to stay true to who you are and still connect. Because you get older and you're kind of just like, I want to do this joke. I think this joke is funny. I think there's something here. And I'll get stubborn with it and I'll keep hammering it. Like I have some jokes that I think are, I don't want to call them like crowd pleasers, but they're for everybody. They're a little safer.
Those are the hits.
You need to have those safer jokes to get to the ones I'm like, this one's a little unsafe. Is this going to work? I like this a lot. But it depends on the crowd. Like I have a whole new chunk on going to Amsterdam and not getting into the Anne Frank house. They wouldn't let me in. And it was a long story. And I was like, I was so mad when they didn't let me in. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. I'm going to get a bit. Whenever something bad happens to me in any way, even that's not even that bad. What happened to Anne Frank was worse, let's face it. But I was upset too. But I had a rat in my home last month and I live on the 14th floor of a nice building. So I was shocked to see a rat and I was so upset. But then I was like, that comedy is the one thing that you're like, I'm going to get a joke out of this. That's the one thing that like, if I don't get a joke out of this, I suck. I'm telling my mom about it on the phone and she's laughing so hard because I'm making jokes about the rat and stuff. And she was like, you'll get a joke out of this. I said, I'll get a joke. So it's exciting to write new stuff. Like I hate bombing, but like, I don't know. I love doing this still. I get, every once in a while, I'll do too many shows and I'll be like, oh, I don't want to do a show. No, I hate when I feel that way. I try to stay very excited about so I try to not overdo it so I can stay, I'm so excited to go on tonight.
Speaking of excitement, why weren't you lent into the Anne Frank house?
Because it's a hot ticket apparently. I booked the walking tour
Wait. There's a stay in tour where you can stay inside the closet.
No, they want you to buy. It's like a house, and then there's a parent. I didn't know there was a walking tour. But yeah, the line I said to the lady was, I was under the impression she was cooped up. I didn't know there was a walking tour.
Damn.
But and I was like, oh, this is a bit. I got a bit cooking, so I kept going with it. But I kept going, and I got a long bit out of it. But now I'm going back to Amsterdam next month, and I'm like, I better finish. I want another part to this bit. I want part 2. I get in. I posted like a joke how I didn't get in, and the Jewish mafia came after me, like Amy Schumer, Jessica Seinfeld. They're like, what can we do? I was like, what do you mean, what can you do? You have a hookup for the Anne Frank house? They're like trying to help. I'm like, what? I don't know. All these Jews were like hitting me up like, we must do something. I'm like, it's not that big a deal. I'm just making it. I'm going to go to the Van Gogh Museum. It's fine. It's not.
Yeah, but you see, okay, so now let's pause. This is what I mean about you. This is exactly what I mean. Is like, you have superpower might be the wrong word, but it's almost like
let's dial it back
here.
Yeah,
no. Okay, that's what I'm saying. It might be the wrong word. Here's what I think it is. You are almost less allergic to the things that a lot of people in society are now allergic to. You with me? Mm-hmm. So what I think a lot of people...
As a Jew, I never hear that, so we complain about everything.
But this is what I mean is, this is what I mean is, you go, you don't get into the Anne Frank Museum, whatever. Now, the people around you are responding like, how could this happen? You get, there's a reaction.
I get that for a second, but then immediately it's like,
that's what I mean. You have more of a resistance.
You have to just think like, anytime something bad happens, you think, if I don't make it funny, then I'm worthless. I really feel that way as a comic. Like, if I can't make a bad... As you said, like that trans swimming joke, that's not something, that's something that happened to me. That's just like an observation, but that's something that hasn't been worked through. So I have to work through my stuff.
Right.
So I like a breakup joke. You ever write a breakup joke it's too soon? Where you're like, oh, that's
you
just...
or the audience?
I guess for both.
Yeah.
But I'll write the joke and I'm just like, wow, this is funny. And then they're just like really sad. You're like, oh shit, I think that's funny. But like I remember I had a joke that never worked about my biological father that I thought was really funny. It never worked. It was about how when my dad who adopted me, I love my dad. He's a great dad. He was technically my stepdad. I just call him dad. But when you have that adoption, you need to get the signature
of your biological
father. So I said it's kind of like the opposite of a UPS package. It's like, here's my signature and I don't want this. Never worked. It just made the crowd sad. To me, I was like, that's a funny joke, but I heard the crowd go, oh. I remember telling my therapist and he was like, well, an awe means they care about you. I'm like, I know, but I'm going for a laugh. You want the laugh.
If I sign this, it means I don't have to take responsibility.
Yes.
Sign here. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why that wouldn't connect though. No, because it is funny. I'm just trying to figure out why.
It didn't work.
Like never worked?
Well, look, it's not a science. Like sometimes you just it just never works.
I think it is a science. And I think that's how you treat it, yeah.
No, because if it were a science, I think I would know before it was on stage.
No, but that's what science is. If you think about it, for the most part, like science is constantly running an experiment to try and figure out why the thing does or doesn't, and then you're trying to narrow down why one element does. You know what I mean? It's a process of elimination for the most part. So you're going, this causes this reaction. Is it because of this or is it because of that? And then you try to remove what the correlation is, and then you try and figure out if this is causing this or if this is just happening because this is happening at the same time. And that's why I think it is a science in many ways. It's a social science, you know? So you're going, you might find like you change one thing. That's what I love about comedy. You change one word in that whole joke, all of a sudden it works. You might find changing it from, I felt like a UPS package versus it was like a UPS package. You never know what happens.
I feel like I felt personalizes it too much. To me, that makes it sadder. I felt, I try to remove feelings. I think when I feel in a joke, if the joke's not funny, I have to be a little numb to it at this point. Like that's why breakup jokes, they hit so much harder like 6 months after as opposed to like a week after. Because it's too real. They're just like, oh, that's sad. You know, they feel for you. They feel like they almost shouldn't be laughing sometimes too, I think. I think they can sense the rawness of it.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying is sometimes that's what I think is magical about comedy is we sometimes don't even know, like we have an assumption, right, as comedians, and then we'll do a thing. We've all had that. You tell a joke and you're trying to get to this part of a punchline, and the audience loves like a random thing that you didn't even you don't even realize the words that you're saying are eliciting something. And sometimes you go, why are they laughing? What are they, I'm sure, have you ever experienced that? And then an audience member goes, man, I loved how you said that. And you're like, oh, I wasn't trying to say that actually.
Yeah, you stumble backwards into one. That's
Exactly.
a gift. When that happens, that'll happen in stories sometimes. Sometimes you ever have like a story where you're like, I know the ending. I know what the ending is.
Yes.
And now that I know of an ending that works, I can now experiment for like 2 minutes in between and see what's funny. Because I don't know yet. So yeah, I had a whole thing about the rat. And I didn't know it was funny until I just kept saying it. But I had one of the exterminators kept describing the rats as smart. And for some reason that kept hitting. And I was like, why is that? I guess it is funny to be like complimenting the rodent, but I just kept using that. I kept being like, oh, the rat. I was like, oh, the glue trap's gonna work? They're like, we don't know, he's smart. And I was just like, oh my God, it was annoying me so much. And for some like little words, you're just like, I guess calling a rat smart is kind of funny.
Especially the exterminator calling the rat smart. Because for me, it evokes this idea of, it's like it's like a trope in a way. It's like they've got this little rivalry amongst them. They've got like I don't know. Like I just think Sylvester and Tweety. It's a whole like
they've got an understanding and respect for each other's trade.
Exactly.
He's smart. He tried to kill me. How we do it every day.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like you don't know these rats. They smart, man. They smart. Like you know what I mean. I gotta respect them.
Well, the annoying thing is I hated the first Exterminator because he like was just putting glue traps everywhere, and I was like, what do you get? Like,
how many rats did you have?
Just one, but it was. I mean, just one doesn't even sound good, by the way.
I only had one.
Can't really bring a woman home either way. You're like, I just have one rat. It'll be fine. We'll close the door. But no, it was disgusting. I can't.
Did you see the rat or did you see the droppings?
Both. I saw him. He was
man.
a fat dude too. Oh, he was big.
On a high floor.
14th floor. Yeah. Look, it's New York City, so it doesn't matter. I was asking the building. They were like, yeah, like every building has them. You just got to be nervous about the walls if there's a hole anywhere they can find, but it's so
they
gross.
chew through the drywall in America.
Yeah,
because we use bricks for most of our housing, so there's no. But here the rat can just chew through the wall,
it's
and
so
then
gross.
Just like in the cartoons.
Oh yeah, I didn't think
like
about
that little.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to hear the most violating shit the rat did to me? I had one of those Camelback backpacks, with the straw that you sip. He nibbled the straw down for the water, and I was like, oh, this is so violating. I'm so upset. Because I would just drink out of it, because I would just like walk around.
You did?
No, I didn't drink. After I saw it, I just looked. I was like, oh shit. I felt so violated by it. I hated the And my friend had just told me a story. I have a friend in LA, and she was telling me how she had a rat in her home in LA, and how... This is way worse because she was so scared of the rat. She just woke up and the rat was starved trying to nibble her finger, and she freaked out in her bed, and she flipped over a dresser. The rat ran behind it, and she just fell on the floor and panicked and kicked the dresser into the rat and smushed the rat. And I was like, that's
Justice
fucking...
for ratty.
Yeah. And then she told me she had another rat. There were two. And I was like, what the fuck? Where were you living? She had a nice place. And she, there was another one, and she got it on a glue trap, which is hard because they smell the human scent on the... So if they smell human scent, they're like, oh, I'm out of here. I'm not touching that. But she just took the other rat on the glue trap and just dropped it in her pool.
No.
Because she didn't want to deal with it.
It's like a Tarantino movie, but of rats.
Yeah. Oh, it's awful. But dude, they got it. The crazy way they got it was I had two exterminators come by, and the second one was like, he was even worse. The first one sucked, and the second one, it was Liz from the Comedy Cellar got me this first exterminator.
Oh, I thought you were saying Liz was the exterminator.
No, she would actually.
The second one, it was Liz.
I would trust Liz.
Wait,
but no, he just leaves glue traps anywhere, and he wasn't even like confident.
That's the first one.
Yeah, and I was like, are these gonna work? He's like, maybe. He's the one who kept calling him smart, so I was so annoyed. And then he's leaving glue traps everywhere. And I'm like, will they work? He's like, probably. He was not confident at all.
Yeah.
And then the second guy who came by, I was like, I need a better guy because that guy sucked. And he was just looking at all of his stuff, and he was like, no, the last guy did a really good job. And I was like, I called you because I don't think he did a good job. So I got two guys who sucked. So the guys that eventually got him were 5 days later. And 5 nights I had a rat in my apartment. And I was devastated, going to bed every night. Because, we're night people. So I was just like, this sucks. I know he's going to come out soon. And I on a Sunday morning, I call these guys, and they show up with hockey sticks. 3 dudes with hockey sticks. And I was like, what's with the hockey sticks? They're like, we usually would use people's baseball bats or brooms to kill rats if we were at their place, but we just got our own things. So 3 dudes with hockey sticks. I leave because I play in a comics basketball game on Sundays, and he texts me a picture of a dead rat 10 minutes later. And they found it. And I wrote, you found him dead. And he wrote, I made him dead.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they took care of it.
It's like the Mighty Ducks of
Hockey sticks.
I was about to say the
I'm just
Sopranos
like, just imagine how random it is. You open your door and there's 3 guys with hockey sticks.
Dude, my doorman hated them. They were like, these guys are assholes. I was like, how are they assholes? I'm like, I guess they were like cursing when they came in, but I was like, I fucking love these guys. They were cursing and they had
guys in jumpsuits. And hockey sticks.
They were cursing and they all had weapons, which I was like, he was like, why
Wait,
did they?
who were they cursing?
I guess at the doorman. They were characters. They were colorful. I mean, look, you need rough around the edges. The basic exterminators weren't getting the job done. These guys found the rat in 10 fucking minutes. It was incredible.
Yeah.
I was so grateful. I slept like a baby that night, dude.
So there hasn't been a rat ever since?
No. This was like a month ago. I hope there's not. I mean, geez, yeah, no, that was awful. It was an awful experience. It's just, because you just don't, it's your home. You want to walk around barefoot and feel good,
It's weird how rats, they are smart, by the way, just generally.
Do you recognize this guy?
No,
Was
but
he the first
they are
exterminator?
smart. Sometimes I wish we could like just negotiate with like what we consider pests.
Yeah.
Because like rats are really smart. Apparently they make great pets. They're really easy to train.
But God, it's weird when people have a rat as a pet.
No, it's weird because we think of rats as weird.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Well, they're filthy. Those are like different types of rats.
No, but they're not filthy apparently.
Well, that rat was really dirty.
No. But here's the thing. Like humans can also be filthy if you just leave them in the streets.
You sound like a rat sympathizer, dude. I don't know.
Same guy who showers before going to the gym.
Guys, listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the culture, whatever you grow up with, you think that's weird or normal, right?
Yeah.
So if we grew up with rats, we would think that dogs are weird. We would.
I think we're in too deep with this rat hate, dude. I see him on this. I can appreciate like celebrity rats. Pizza Rat, he was great. Ratatouille was great.
Celebrity rats, pizza rats.
Well, I saw a rat in the street last night, and I was charmed by it. I thought it was funny. He ran. He was like grabbing his food, and I was like, "Good. You should be in the street."
Okay.
If you're in the street, I got no problem with you. But in my home, no. I
Not
can't.
in my backyard.
No.
Sam Morril, the NIMBY, the rat NIMBY.
I don't want a rat
I got
in
no
my
problem
home.
with rats in the street, but you don't bring that rat around my house, not around my daughter, okay? You can marry who you want to marry.
This is a leaf.
You want to marry who you want to marry.
Trevor was the Goebbels of rats. He was like, I decide who's a rat here.
Oh man.
Well, that was the book Mouse, weren't they? They were.
Oh yes, that is actually what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's,
Yeah.
You just brought it around because that
Art
actually
Spiegelman.
that actually was the book. Yeah.
They were mice, so we were
Look at
Jews
that,
were
man.
mice.
You see, you think this is what comedians do.
Yeah.
We stumble on some deep
You know, by the way,
shit,
they
man.
banned that. It was some Florida school banned that for nudity.
Wow, that's
Did you know-
one reason to ban it.
That's why you ban a book about the Holocaust. Is a nude mouse.
Whoever was doing the book banning, like they went, because when you saw some of the books that were banned, it almost felt like an AI that didn't know what the banning, because they just went like, no nudity in kids' books.
Right.
And then this is going back to what you were saying about people, you remember what I was saying, like everyone wins and losses? I remember someone was like, we shouldn't ban the books. And then I asked, which books are being banned? And the person responded, they were like, it doesn't matter. I was like, well, it might matter. Which books are being banned? And then they were like, your book was banned. I was like, all right, I think that's
matters.
weird.
Yeah.
I was like, I think it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why they banned my
Why did
book.
they ban your book?
No, I was like, I don't know. But I said, which other books have been banned? And then there was like a book that, it was like a children's book, but it had like just dicks out and like boobs. And it was like a weird book. I forget what the premise of the book was.
I'm glad you forgot.
No,
They banned Hustler in children's schools. This is
No.
crazy.
Who were the three guys in hockey sticks?
And I remember saying, and I remember saying, I was like, oh, that's a weird book.
Yeah.
That's a weird book.
Okay.
You
And
know,
then-
kids shouldn't read it. I mean,
And
but
then a bunch of the other books were not weird. And so I was saying the thing that I didn't like was that no one was able to have like a normal logical conversation about, it was either no books should be banned or all books should be
allowed.
banned. And I was going, wait. Maybe we could just do this on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Maybe we...
But it made these books punk rock. Like all those books
Oh,
were
yeah,
selling
no,
out
they
on
were.
Amazon.
No, they're
you go to
gone.
Barnes and Noble, they have a banned book section,
Yes,
and you're like,
yeah.
are they real? They're not really banned. If
No.
I'm going to them, I'm like, where are the banned books? They're like, oh, they're right in the front, right here. So
Yeah.
wasn't that bad.
It just became like a, you know...
So
I wanna-
yours was one of those.
Yeah, it was.
That's
that
crazy.
sucks.
I bet it helped sales though. I bet they're like, you know,
I don't know if it did or it didn't, but it's just
Yeah.
like, I just remember being like, why is my, it was a
what
weird
about your
emotional
book?
feeling because on the one hand I was angry that my book got banned. On the other hand I was like, yeah. But then I didn't know what to be about.
You shouldn't have put that whole full penetration chapter in the middle, dude. That's what did it.
And
that
the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sketches didn't help.
The coloring.
Me and my naked rats. It didn't help at all. Don't press anything. We've got more What Now after this. I wanted to talk to you about, when you're talking about like being adopted and what do you mean being adopted?
Well, I wasn't
Explain that to me.
adopted. That was just the term was legally adopted because when my mom raised me for the first few years and then she married who is my dad.
Okay.
So, and then I got a stepbrother and stepsister. I just call my brother and sister.
But they are.
Yeah.
I love that you guys have to say this. Like,
Who's you guys?
white people.
Oh, shut up.
Because like in
Yeah, we're grandfathered in. It's okay. Yeah.
no, because if you think about how we grew up,
Yes.
it can be like
No one
super
gets adopted
extended.
in our
You could just
culture,
grow up in the same house, and you
Yeah.
don't have to say, "I call them my brother." And no, this is my brother and sister.
I just say that because people look at when I'm like, "This is my brother." They're just like, "You guys don't look alike." I'm like, "Just fucking go with it." You know?
Yeah, no. You move to Africa. No one will
Yeah.
even.
No one cares.
You don't. There's no. You just go. This is my brother. This is my sister.
Yeah.
No one is even allowed to say, "But you don't look this." Just keep it moving. So wait. So
he legally, my dad's a lawyer, so he was like, I want to take you to court. I want to make it
Okay,
official.
so he made it
So it was like
official.
legal,
All right,
they called
got
it
it.
legal adoption, which is just, it wasn't Oliver Twist, it's
Okay.
just, it's just. it
Oh
was
no,
just-
I didn't know if it was like a.
no, I had a good childhood. It wasn't,
I like the rat you got murdered.
No, I was just wondering if it was like I was like, oh damn,
Yeah.
you got adopted and it was a whole thing and they had to fight for you legally and
Wait, so for the first few years, it was just you and your mom?
Yeah.
Then he gets married to your dad?
Yeah.
Then it's you, your mom, and your dad for a while.
And a brother and sister.
So they came immediately after? I mean,
Yeah.
your
when I
brother
was
and your
probably,
sister.
they got married when I was probably 6 or 7. Yeah.
How many good years did you have before
How many good
the
years?
steps came in?
Ooh, well, yeah, that is the one thing that's weird, right? You're used to having your mom all to yourself, and
That's what I'm
then
saying.
she gets married. You're like, hey, you used to watch all my fucking antics a second ago. Now I gotta
still the
share
same
you with
guy.
this dad. What the hell? Yeah, I remember one time when I was really young, I wanted my mom's attention so much all the time. I was probably like 6. I just ran into the room and they clearly were trying to have sex. And I was just like doing some like thing. And I just remember my dad's face just like, oh God, Jesus. Like this kid's such a cock block. What the hell? Yeah, you go from I didn't know at the time. I just knew he was annoyed. I didn't know what
Oh, but you didn't know why he was annoyed.
I was too young to know what sex was. I didn't know what it was.
man.
But I was a kid.
The idea of you
I was just trying to. Oh, dude, I was a real show kid. I did at their wedding. I sang "Give My Regards" to
No
Broadway.
way.
I had a top hat on.
No,
I had
Sam,
a
come
ter-
on.
I told you.
Yeah, yeah.
You told me
Sam
what?
at some point has to wear a hat.
You
Yeah.
did say
and
that
do
about
a film
him.
noir.
You did say
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't picture you. I know this sounds crazy, but I
Yeah.
pictured you as like also like a dry, witty kid.
I was, but I was a New
your
Yorker,
head
so I
was
loved.
involved.
I was very dry, but then for some reason I was like, they were like, "Do you want to give a speech at the wedding?" And I was like, "No, I'll perform." Is what I thought.
Huh.
And for
You
some
channeled
reason,
your inner Liza Minnelli.
What did you perform?
"Give My Regards to Broadway," the song. So I was in a top hat and a cane, and I sang
What
that.
the top hat?
It was like a paper top hat. It was like a fake top hat.
You
It was-
made it?
No, it was like from a party store. It wasn't like a fancy top hat.
man.
It was like a stupid,
Oh man,
Yeah.
this is
You
amazing.
took a
How old are you when this is happening?
probably 6 or 7.
Legend.
It killed. They
Please
loved
tell
it.
me you have video.
I gotta ask my mom if we
Someone
have video of
had
this.
to. You got to put that in like a special at the end of one of your specials or at the beginning.
You know what? That's not bad.
Think
I'll
about
ask
it.
him.
That's like an amazing thing to just put in the end or the beginning of one of your
My chest is
specials.
so-
It's just
Oh,
you
and here's
coming out of
another
the
thing
top
about their
hat.
wedding. They got married the day of the Puerto Rican parade, so they couldn't get any good pictures. Every picture was just like, they were just like pushed to the side. It was just mayhem in the city. But
man.
it was definitely like, no, I definitely wasn't that type of kid. It was weird that I did that, but I just loved,
Oh, so that was out of character.
it was a little out of character. I had a weird thing where like, I kind of liked musicals because I was a kid and I was never like a song and dance kid, but I just thought, I was like, oh, that's like a cool New York thing. That's a cool New York song. I'm giving like this is like a cool moment for my parents. Clearly they were like, this is ridiculous, but just let them have the floor. Yeah.
So wait.
I think it was important to be the center of attention. You have that weird comic thing where you're like, I need to show off. Because my family was very quiet at the table. Like my mom and I weren't, but my brother, sister, and dad were. My dad was a little more talky, but my brother and sister were very quiet. So I was kind of just like, you're working stuff out constantly. You're like, I'm used to noise at dinner. So I'm making noise, I'm making jokes. And I think, I would see let's see the furthest. You want to see the furthest you can possibly go.
Right.
With them.
Yeah. Did they break?
Yeah, sometimes. I would do really stupid stuff. I was definitely, in my mind, the lowest brow member of the family. Like, my brother and sister were super smart and overachievers, and I was horribly behaved in school. So I think I was how can I get attention? I'm not going to be smarter than them. So I just would be outrageous, and I would just say the fucked up thing always, and that would break them. And then, but you also have that thing you don't realize. You're like, well, maybe I have a low self-esteem because I'm starting to feel like the black sheep of the family.
Oh, yeah.
So you start acting out in school, and the teacher's like, why is he doing this? And you're like, well, I'm trying to get attention. So I'm trying to find my lane. I don't know what my lane is. So, so you go from being like the bad kid in school to eventually like, how can I turn this? And then eventually I started just getting good grades because they medicated me. And that really helped. Oh, they medicated the shit out of me.
While you had the top hat on?
They saw that hat. They're like, that kid's got to be on drugs.
Jazz hands.
Yeah.
Jazz hands.
They gave me some ADD stuff. I was all over the place. So I finally started focusing, then getting good grades. And then I was like, okay, let me try to get the teachers laughing too. And that kind of went to like, so now my mom got so sad because she thought I was like, I saw myself as this fuck up. And I was, in that point I was like, I'll be the fun guy. I'll just get drunk all the time. And
you were going to be that uncle in the family.
Oh, I am. They have kids and I don't. I mean, I'm totally that. I mean, I'm not opposed to having kids, but that's where I'm at right now. I am like the fun drunk uncle. That's totally what I am.
I was about to say, I spoke to someone who was in a similar situation as you, and they realized when they had half siblings and they had a stepdad, they saw their mom mothering and they saw their stepdad as a dad. And then they felt, observer of the whole family dynamic. And they saw themselves as a little bit of an outsider at times.
Oh, that's interesting. Like
it's your mom. You guys are rolling together.
It's almost like they watched the family.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they were here
feel
first.
That way.
You were in it though.
Yeah, I feel like they made an effort. If anything, I felt like it got weird for my sister for a minute because my dad would be like, let's go out, we'll do guy stuff. And I'd be like, why does she get to come? She's not a guy. I was more like, I'm going to make her the outsider, But no, I didn't feel weird. They were inclusive with me.
You were just like a full on. So keeping with that theme though, do you revel in being the outsider? Because I mean, like, I feel like different comedians have different vibes in terms of what it seems like they're trying to do, So some comedians seem like they're trying to stay as the outsider in their act. Other comedians are trying to become the insider in the act. It's like, this is all of us. Some comedians are trying to like make the audience feel like they're the outsiders and they're the normal. Everyone has, but
I never saw myself as an outsider. I always saw myself, like I said, entertainer before, like trying to bring the room together, finding common ground. Like I always liked comics like that. And I think it probably stemmed from something in my family where I was like, we're a family now. Let's get on the same page. Let's get a good, if I could get everyone laughing, it felt so good, So then
how do you find the balance between, so for instance, one of my favorite things I love of yours is your interviews. Right?
Oh yeah.
If we'll actually play one for this episode, Sam Morril on a local news station
fun
somewhere is the greatest thing. Because
my publicist texts me, you give me nightmares.
Really?
I have nightmares when I book you on these because I know I'm going to get an angry email. She gets so mad at me, and I'm like, well, then don't work with me. You don't have to work with me. She's like, no, it's fun. She admits it's fun, but then she's like, she'll get emails from people where she'll be like, she'll try to book. I'm like, I bet they don't even remember that you represent me when you pitch your other clients to these shows. And she's like, maybe. And then she told me there was some interview I did where I just made up there was a human trafficking problem in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh,
and
man.
I wouldn't let it go for the whole interview. And the guy just got so mad by the end. And then she messaged him a month later for another one of her clients. And they were like, we'll have your person on, but just, we had this guy last month. He wouldn't shut up about human trafficking. And she had to pretend like, oh, that's horrible. I said, I told you, no one knows, no one remembers you. But she'll get really pissed at me. But then she like, it's like the reluctant, like, well, your mom, that's not funny, but she laughs.
It's not funny, but I found it funny.
She gets so uncomfortable though. She's come to a couple and she's just like, oh, she's like, yeah, she's so, I don't really get uncomfortable because I know it's going to be funny. So I'm like, yeah, just fake that it's fine, you know?
What do you make of the schism that we've seen in comedy? Maybe it hasn't even been inside comedy versus how people have seen comedy. I feel like over the past, maybe it's been 10 years, 5 years, I don't know, I'm bad with time. People have sort of tried to make it, they go like, there's this comedy and there's that comedy, and they try and put comedians in a place.
In a box.
Yeah, and I remember, like for me, because I was on The Daily Show, people automatically just assumed they knew everything about me. Do you know what I mean? They were like, okay, we know who you are. We think we know your politics, your beliefs, your everything, because you're on The Daily Show. It's like presupposed. And if I would tell a joke that didn't line up with what people thought I was thinking, then the people who were like, let's say on my side, they would go, that was a mistake. And then the people who were not on my side would go, well, I guess every now and again he can be funny, but the rest of the time he's shit. You know what I'm saying? And the craziest moment for me was I did the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And it's one of the few places left where everyone is in the same room. Do you know what I mean?
They got rid of it too, right? It's over.
Yeah, I mean now, it'll come back, I think, but it's one of the few places where it's like Fox News is sitting right there next to MSNBC, and CNN is sitting right there next to... And by the way, this is something I keep telling people, and I wish more Americans knew about their news, about their politics, about all of these forums. They're a lot more friendly with each other than you are with each other. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, they know it's a game.
But like, I wish people knew this. I remember one of the first times I experienced this. I just joined the Daily Show as a tangent, but still, I was. We were on the road in New Hampshire. It was for the primaries.
Yeah.
And I remember Hillary Clinton's staff going out for dinner and hanging out with Lindsey Graham's staff. And I remember being like, "Whoa, don't you guys?" And they were like, no, they get along and they go to dinner.
Yeah, we got the night off. Lindsay's in a hotel room with a guy, so we're good.
And they were just like, they went, we get along. What do you mean? They were like, we get along. And so, but anyway, my point is,
Trump was friends with the Clintons. Yeah, you know? Exactly. And the lock him up thing, I really believe was theatrics. I don't think he gave a shit. I think he was just trying to win.
It was wrestling.
Yeah, it was wrestling.
Yeah, that's all it was. So anyway, I'm in that room. Everyone's there together. So now you get to make jokes that everyone can laugh at, because if I make a joke that hits Biden, then Republicans will laugh. If I make a joke that hits Trump or Fox or then you know what I mean. So I'm telling these jokes.
But the Democrats get mad at you when you make too many Biden jokes.
Oh, completely.
Right?
Completely. Yeah. So I did the jokes.
Yeah.
Show went really well. The room, to its credit, had a great time.
Yeah.
That week on Facebook, on Fox News, MSNBC, wherever it was, people only had the portion of the set that
echo chamber
that told the jokes that they, you know what I mean? So literally, it was like there was right wing or conservative or Republican, each group on this side going, "Oh man, this was actually quite funny," and the other side was like, "Oh man, this is actually quite funny," but no one was watching the mixed thing. And I like when I watch your comedy, I go, I think specifically about like some of the jokes you've done where you always feel like a reluctant hero for me. Because people try to make you a hero, right?
That's a good name for a special.
Yeah, that is a great name for your special, to be honest. Because you'll tell a joke, and then I'll see people go, Sam Morril. That's what I like, man. He's here, and he's telling jokes that are great for women, and finally he's standing up to the manosphere. And Sam's like, I was just telling a joke about my perspective on dating.
Oh, I tell this to everyone. I remember I was at the Kelly Clarkson show, and one of the producers was talking to me, trans person, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're like, I love your joke about trans swimmers. Like, it's one of my favorite. It's not that joke; it's a different joke. It's a joke from a Netflix special that went viral about like." And I was, it's pretty. I just saw so many anti-trans jokes, and I was like, my mind is trained to go the other way.
Yeah,
I have no bad feelings towards any group in this country. My process is what's funny in my head, and it's to think differently a lot of the time with a joke. And I thought it was a funny take defending trans swimmers. Like the angle was basically like, you don't give, people getting mad. I'm like, you don't watch women swimming. That was basically the bulk of the angle. But I told the person, I said, just so you know, I have a joke in my new special making fun of one trans person, not all, but one trans person who really hated me. And she goes, oh, great. Like, I was like, I just don't want you to think that I'm like some like savior. I'm literally just making jokes. That was literally, I just didn't want to, I don't want to get praise where you think I'm something I'm not. So as I said, I have no problem with anybody. I'm good with anybody until a person is an asshole on their own basis, just one person. But yeah, like I'll have a joke defending women and then I'll have a joke making fun of women because that's what jokes are. I think they are no one thing. They're whatever pops into my head at that time. If something sounds shitty and not like me, I'm not going to tell it. But you know, yeah, I had like 8 minutes of Me Too jokes that were pretty pro women in a special because to me that's where my mind was at the time. I heard a lot of guys doing jokes like, you can't do anything with women anymore. And I'm like, really? You're really having a hard time? Like, you just don't rape. That's really the main thing. You know, that's what they're pissed about. Like, it's not that big a deal. So that was when my mind was with the Me Too stuff. And I had a story about getting roofied in college. It was like a whole thing about, you know, to me, it was a hilarious time to be a man because of how low the bar was for men, you know? So that was what my head was with the Me Too stuff. And then, you know, it's like you go in phases. I have a joke now that like, I have to like cut because I think women feel it's hitting them too hard. And I'm like, damn, I liked it. I just thought it was a funny joke. Yeah. But sometimes you have jokes where you're like, I like this. I have a joke about the WNBA that's like pretty pro WNBA, but women get pissed at that one. I'm like, shit, I guess I have to cut this one too. So
yeah, but how do you decide? I'd love to know how you decide that because you, like I said, you're an honest comic and you're doing your thing. But I'd love to know like how you choose this, especially in a world where everyone's trying to choose it for you.
It's the batting average has to be high enough that I'm not keeping it just to be stubborn, you know?
Okay. Got it.
So look, if I like it and it's funny, that's part of it, but it's got to work. If it doesn't work, then something's wrong with it. As you just said with that, as you pointed out with the trans thing, I think you're right. The swimming, the one I said earlier in the thing, I think you're right. But, you know, I'll have a joke that I think is really funny and sometimes it'll kill. And then you're like, I always said if a joke is getting groans in Portland, Oregon, you still got like 10 years to tell it in like St. Louis. You know, you still got some legs to go in other parts of the country, but you're like, it's catching up. So if you want it to live forever, you might want to drop it. I think you just go with your gut ultimately. I have friends who I really trust who, you know, I tour with Gary Veeder and Gary's such a great joke writer and I'll run jokes by him and be like, is this too harsh? Because I don't want to ever, I didn't feel those jokes about women were pandering to women. I felt they were honest how I felt. And I felt like I can playfully call out men and women because I'm going to have more jokes about women because I'm straight and I date women. So my frustration is going to be more with women I date than just with my guy friends who I don't really fight with that much. But yeah, I mean, some of your relationship jokes are going to have bite and they're going to be like, I always think of them like music. Like it depends on the musician. Like Bob Dylan's Colin Quinn has this great joke about how Bob Dylan, all his breakup songs are like "fuck you," like you know, how does it feel to be on your own? Like they're so angry. But you know, I listen to Leonard Cohen a lot, and his music, his breakup songs are pretty nice. They're pretty much like I fucked up. That's the tone of it.
Yeah,
you know,
so it's like it's over now. It's like this is the, you know, this is the journey. It's a different type of piece.
So it's really like where's your mind and where's your heart at? Are you still broken or are you kind of healed and now it's kind of funny to you? I mean, I have a joke.
Oh, I like that actually.
I have jokes about exes that I'm like, oh, I'm not really, I was angry in that moment and it hit, but I was angry and I'm not angry anymore. I'm kind of just like, oh, I'm at peace with it now. And, you know, and absence will make the heart grow fonder. So you don't think of that when you're in it. You're like, oh my God, all we do is fight. And then after a while, you're like, she was cool. Well, we both have problems. It was a bad match, really. So sometimes you're in those relationships where you're just so frustrated because it's just not. And you like the other person, and when it's good, it's great. But you just can't get along, and you get mad at the other person. But you're like, no, we just weren't right. They're not a bad person. We just weren't right for each other. Yeah. But in the moment, you can't articulate that, and it just comes out like, fuck you, you know? But after 6 months, you're just like, yeah, I hope she's with someone who's better, you know? So that sets the tone. Sometimes you need to give yourself time. You know?
Sometimes you need to give yourself time.
Do you ever think you wish that your ex is with someone better?
Yeah, I do.
For real, for real?
For real, yeah.
Oh, me, I don't.
You hope she suffers forever?
Yo, I wish she's just chilling.
You hope she's in a wheelchair somewhere?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden there's 3 guys in jumpsuits and 3 hockey sticks at the door. The doorman is upset. I'm like, how does it feel to be on your own? No direction home. Like a rolling
This is a man at peace, man. That's what
No,
this is.
I feel, yeah.
man
I
at
mean,
peace.
Let's ask the rat that.
No, this is a man at peace.
I think, you know, I struggle with knowing what the tone for, like, I'll have jokes hit all the way through. And,
Yeah.
like, I was in Oklahoma over the weekend and I had pretty good shows, I think. But then I came in, I did an hour at the Cellar, one of those like pop-up hours, Fat Black Pussycat. And I was like, man, some of these are getting groans. I don't know why they're getting groans. And
Wait,
yeah.
some of the stuff from Oklahoma?
yeah, some of the stuff that killed in Oklahoma, I'm like, wow, this really killed. And now I'm like, well, what's got it to me? I like, part of the reason I tour is because I want to make it bulletproof. I want it to be really, really strong. But yeah, you do have to make judgment calls at the end of the day and say, is this strong enough?
I think that's probably one of the hardest parts and one of the most rewarding aspects of comedy is there comes a point when you have to decide how many is enough and whether or not you're even trying to go for the majority. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I think comedy a lot of the time is like democracy in that the majority is not always right.
Broken.
Yeah. But it's also like the majority is not always right.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like.
But
so,
that's a dangerous way to think.
No, but I think it's the way we should think.
Yeah.
It is dangerous, but I think it's the way we should think because you go, damn, if just because the most people are laughing at this joke doesn't necessarily mean that I have to believe that it's the best version of the joke. You know what I mean? And that's what I think is great about it is that it's dangerous and that it's precarious and that it's wrong. And I always think comedy's like, yeah, it's like playing with nitroglycerin. It's man, one wrong move and boom, boom. You know?
Yeah.
Saying the wrong thing is thrilling. So that's I get excited. I get excited when something goes hard because also we're so blessed to get to perform for people that know us at the point. Like people ask about like offended. I'm like, my crowd doesn't really ever get offended because they know who I am and they know that the motives aren't bad. They know that all I'm trying to do is make them laugh. So if I misstep trying something new, I tried something over the weekend that fucking bombed. It was a Harvey Weinstein joke. I had a joke about it. It's a bad joke. It was about how he hit on my friend and then was like a gentleman. He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I was like, "You never hear that story?" And I was like, "Yeah, because he did the other shit. Like that was the angle of the bit, but it just didn't really hit." And I was like, all right. And they're just like, cool, go to the next one. They want me to throw shit at the wall.
Yeah.
They want me to like, I find that comedy crowds are so sophisticated now that they know the process. They know that we're all trying new stuff. And they actually, every once in a while, they'll be mad. I ran into a guy at a bar recently who goes, I saw you in Dania Beach. You were just reading out of a notepad. And I was like, well, I built it as a workout show. He goes, well, I didn't read that. And I go, I don't know what to tell you. And he goes, the tickets were $40. I'm like, it's over. What do you want from me? This is what I have to do to write an hour. I'm sorry you had a bad night at my show. And he wouldn't let it go. My friend was like, what the fuck is wrong with the guy? I don't know. Let's go to another bar. He was so mad. I was like, that's never happened.
I feel for that guy though.
Yeah.
Just take a moment to consider it from his perspective, right? You go out on a night. Let's say you bought tickets to like a Taylor Swift show.
Yes.
You go there, and then Taylor Swift is like strumming on a guitar, but like getting every note. Yeah, tuning. And you're like, what am I doing here? And they go like, oh yeah, that wasn't like a real show. That's like a, you know what I mean? I get it from his perspective.
Taylor Swift's like, fuck John Mayer. And she's like, whoa, too much. I'm working it out.
I'm working the bit out.
Yeah.
I'm working the bit out.
Too angry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sam is an MMA fighter who met a gym dummy that can talk. I was like, so you're not punching for real?
Oh, that's exactly what happened to
You are not?
Yeah, no,
like, that's what you did Saturday. So that's what you do?
I know, and you feel bad too, but I also like, I thought the crowd was into it. Like, I remember that gig and I was like, oh no, they were into it, I thought.
But I actually think what that man said to you, is the perfect encapsulation what I think has gone sort of wrong with society today. And I don't blame society for this. I think the system has put us in a situation where, people love to talk about like cancel culture, or one of the big things people still ask me, I've seen them ask you, they go like, can comedians even tell jokes anymore?
Oh, aren't you so bored with that?
Every time they ask me, I'm like, man, come on. They're like, are people
no,
are
I'm
so
actually
sensitive.
quitting. You didn't hear? We're retired.
People are so sensitive these days. Nobody laughs. And I'm like, no.
They're trying to bond with you over that. And
Exactly.
I'm like, no, let's bond over something else, because I don't care.
That's what it is.
It's pretty much never a problem. The only thing that worries me comedically is these tech companies that only care about ad sales muting certain words. That's what worries me.
That's interesting.
When I see things like, Instagram, and they just bury, like if you say the word Nazi and you're like,
but they don't know the context.
But they know the context. But some AI thing is being like, bury this post because
like
it said the word
banning.
Nazi. Exactly.
Back to the book banning.
But you're like, okay, so I can't make a joke condemning Nazis. And they're like, well, I'm like, well, this is like Nazi shit.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to even say it. So then, gay, like I think people like, they'll post jokes where they're like, instead of kill yourself, they'll be like, I unalived myself. And I'm like, so now you're changing speech. And it worries me that comics will start writing for the algorithm and stuff. And I also just think like, they keep moving the goalpost in, and that's what, it doesn't worry me about like, oh, you can't say this. My worry is about them burying, like you build this following a certain way. That's why I use this thing called Punch Up a lot now. That's why I post a lot of my videos, because YouTube and it's also nice to have like a free speech thing that isn't like some crazed right wing thing. Like I don't want to fucking be on Rumble. I don't want to come follow me on Rumble. No, just Punch Up is cool because it's just like, Instagram or YouTube, a lot of them just bury jokes now that are just like, oh, this isn't aligned with our values, because
we're not sure what it even means, basically.
Well, it's like harder than Fallon. Like you used to put a set together for a late night set for like Fallon or one of these late night shows, and they're like, you can't say this, you can't. I remember Nick Griffin, who's one of the best late night set comics ever. Like his Letterman sets, I think, are like, go watch Nick Griffin on Letterman. You want to see like a master class on just joke writing. But they made him change a joke of his that I loved, where he goes, young women are filled with sugar and spice and everything nice, and I'm filled with anger and semen and shame. And I thought that was such a poetic line.
Yeah.
And they made him change it to anger and Prozac and shame. And I was like, semen, first off, it's a clinical term. Yes. And secondly, the alliteration made it funnier and flow. I hate when they change, but he's like the king of late night, where it's like, you got to open with self-deprecating stuff, and he just knew how to suck you in. It was great stuff.
When I was on Letterman, I did a joke, and I had a set, and there was one part of the joke that had the word it was Hitler. Hitler was in the joke, in one part of the joke, and then there was another part of the joke where I talked about homeless people, and it wasn't slamming homeless people at all. It was just talking about bumping into a homeless person. And they came to me afterwards, and I was like, man, I know the Hitler joke, maybe, you know what I mean? And they came and they were like, hey, listen, we love the set. We just need you to change something. And I was like, yeah, I know. And they're like, yeah, man, we don't want you to say homeless.
I knew that was coming.
And I was like,
yeah.
Wait, but the person was homeless. I was like, this is not, the joke doesn't go against at all.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah. Can you rather say like crazy person, or I was like,
that's meaner.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think the person was crazy.
Yeah.
I think they were just homeless. They're just homeless.
Although I would rather be crazy than homeless.
Well.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wait. I would choose homeless any day because I can always change my mind.
How do you know it's your mind though?
But
you think you're homeless by choice?
Yeah, but you can be temporarily homeless.
Yeah,
that's true. But temporarily, that's a big difference.
But you're temporarily homeless until you get a home.
But they were weird. You're not the first comic I've heard. They're like, no homeless jokes on Letterman.
Yeah.
It's a
weird.
The
word homeless though. They were doing a similar thing. They were just going the word homeless.
Yeah.
We don't want, and you're like, no, I'm not making a joke about a person being homeless.
Do they have homeless sponsors? Like, what? Why are you so mad? I don't get it. They had such weird rules on late night always.
But I think this is what we experience. Maybe in the world of, let's say, late night TV back in the day, and now it's becoming more ubiquitous when you look at major tech companies. I think it's because we live in a world where corporations are less concerned about the actual issue and more about the appearance of caring about the actual issue.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Totally.
So they don't care about a homeless person.
Well, they conduct studies. They just don't.
Yeah.
Facebook, all these like studies, young women are suicidal because they can't achieve
Instagram
these
is one
body
of the
types.
worst things.
And they're like, are you going to change anything? No, but we conducted the studies.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But the appearance
it's like football.
of it.
They're like, this is really bad for your brain. Are you going to change anything? Nah, it's entertaining.
No.
We know guns are a problem. Are we going to change anything? No.
No.
So it's window dressing.
We just want to know there's a problem.
Oh, wow.
Yes. That's all it is. And so that's why I'm saying what I think that guy reveals.
It's like when a woman tells you her problem and you're just like, well, how can I fix it? She's like, I just wanted you to listen to the problem. That's basically what we're doing with everything in the country. That's all we're doing.
We're just listening to it.
Yeah, we're just listening.
Yeah,
I now know why you have a problem.
What I'm saying that guy revealed, funny enough, the one who complained about the notepad, he actually revealed what the real problem is. Context. So when he's saying to you, I didn't read that, I didn't see that, he came to your show not knowing that you're working material out.
Yeah.
So to him, the promise that was sold to him was incorrect. He didn't have the context. And I actually think that's what's happened to comedy in the world, is that anyone who's in a comedy club, for the most part, they know that they're in a comedy club. They know Sam Morril. They know Eugene Koza. They know Trevor. They know that, like, okay, you do a thing. But then what the internet does is it strips the context away, and then they'll just throw you up there and being like, the Jewish mafia. And they'll be like, look at this guy and what he said about, and they just take a clip and no one tells you who Sam Morril is. They don't tell you about his family.
That's what they did with your White House speech. I mean, it's become tribal. So it's like, we're living in an echo chamber. This is what will make me happy. And the algorithm knows you. I mean, it's sad when you realize, when you look at your Explore page and you're like, oh my God, this knows me so well.
Oh, it's crazy.
And it realize how, oh my God, it's the most mundane shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like my whole algorithm is dudes eating sandwiches. In their car, and then you don't see these? Because I guess I like watching people eat. It's like a Food Network type vibe. I like
how you're saying this, like you're not sure about this of yourself. You're like, I guess I like watching people eat.
I don't think I actually enjoy it, but I keep watching.
Are they in a drive-through? Do they have a tray?
What was the first one you watched?
A lot of people who are just like, we're gonna see if this sandwich is overrated or underrated. It's a lot of that shit, and you're just like, all right, and then you just watch them eat it, or they'll be like, these are the top restaurants in this area, and I'm like, I like food. I don't think of myself as like a insane foodie, but I guess that a lot of my algorithm is like, or old basketball stories. So it'll be like that, or it'll be like Kevin Garnett, like, oh man, I remember the time we busted LeBron's ass. I'm like, oh, this is my whole algorithm,
I sometimes think that we should switch algorithms. Like I wish there was a system where you could say for a day, I just want to be in somebody else's algorithm completely.
Like being John Malkovich.
Yeah. Because I think, to your point, we're living in a world now where everything, that is one thing I do miss, even though it was less convenient. One of the things I do miss about like linear television was that you had to sit through so much shit that wasn't for you to get to the stuff that was for you. So
and you'd also find stuff that you didn't know you liked.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
So now I'm sitting through like Murder, She Wrote with my mom.
Murphy Brown on a Sunday
because
night.
I'm trying to get to the comedy. If you asked me as a child, do you like Frasier, without me knowing? And I was like, what is Frasier? And you're like, well, it's New York story, and it's this guy, and he's Seattle, and he's a therapist, and this guy works at a radio station, and the dad, I'd be like,
and his brother's just basically him times 10.
Yeah, and I just go like, I don't think this is for me. I would be like, listen, man, I'm 8 years old. I don't think any of this is for me. But when I think of Niall and that whole family, just because I had to sit through it, it became, do you know what I mean? It became like my thing.
It's incredible that he was just like out of his mind, whacked out on drugs the first few seasons, and he's Kelsey Grammer, and he's just bringing it still. Like,
I thought you meant the character.
No. Kelsey Grammer was just on drugs the first few seasons, like, and they gave him interventions and stuff.
Oh, he was killing it though.
Oh, he's unreal. I mean, he's like one of the best sitcom actors ever.
Oh yeah, easily.
But yeah, they became
it again. No, he was killing it. Good for him.
He's a phenom, obviously.
But then what? Did he stop?
Yeah, he got sober.
Oh, good for him.
The cast was like really loyal to him. Yeah, it's crazy.
And then the show got canceled.
No, it made it like 13 years.
I'm joking.
What was it, 13?
You know those stories where it ends like that. And then the cast came together like, Kelsey, you can't do this anymore. And then he stopped. And then it wasn't funny and they got canceled. They're like, all right, Kelsey, I'm going to need you to take some of this shit right here.
He brought a bag.
That would be great though if he got sober and he just realized, wow, you got to get back on this.
Yeah,
shit.
Man, you just got to, this is not working for us. Do you see yourself getting into film, TV?
I've written a bunch of stuff. Yeah. I wrote
for yourself to be in?
Yeah, I'm making a movie with Gary Veeder. It's like a mockumentary. I'm filming it now. It's like Spinal Tap, but about my tour. It's pretty fun. We got a lot of funny cameos in it. I'm really pleased with it. And then I wrote a movie with Mark Normand. Hopefully, we're gonna film next year.
You guys are funny, man.
I love Mark.
You guys are like funny.
I love that dude. And he and then we have I wrote. Dude, it's very hard to make shows. I wrote a show that I got Brian Cox, the actor, attached to, and he's to play my dad, and we're still having a hard time selling it, but I wrote it with Mike Lawrence, who's an incredible writer, just like a phenomenal writer. And we'll see if we can sell it, but it's I mean, just getting Brian Cox to be like, yeah, I love this script, I'm in. It's crazy to see him on pitch calls too, because his presence is like unmatched.
It's
like,
the Brian Cox.
He's
talking about Brian Cox.
Yeah, Succession Brian Cox. Yeah, you'd think his first project after Succession would be a slam dunk, but I guess they're looking at my face. They're like, ugh, I don't know. But I think the script is amazing. I think that's how we got him. So I hope we figure that out.
Yo, that would be amazing.
But I was so angry during pitches how long, because these companies, like these people don't work. Like you're like setting a meeting with a company and they're like, cool, can you meet next month? And you're like, yeah, I guess next month, sure. And then they're like, oh shit, they're out on vacation this week. And I'm like, all right, next week. They're like, next week we're actually closed. And then they're like, okay, well, how about the day after? They're like, well, that's MLK Day. We take that whole week off. And you're like, all right, how about next year? Can we push next year? So we did that, and it was literally. And then on top of that, you take like a month to hear after that. So I'm a doer. I'm not. So that's why I'm making my own thing with Gary. We have. I think that movie's really good, but then. During the time I was so angry that no one was doing this, I was like, I'm going to write another movie. So I just wrote a movie about like a basketball comedy. So I think I'm going to try to do something with that next year too. I'm going to tour a little less next year. I'm burnt out from touring the last 15
how many dates
years.
did you do?
I don't know how many I did this year. I did like 50 in the first 3 months on the tour bus.
That's a hell of a lot.
And then I'll do like weekends here and there just to kind of keep it tight. But so I'll do like theaters the first half of the year, but I'm doing some clubs again. I'm doing Europe coming up. So I'm pumped to go back to Europe. Then like Chicago, New York, just stuff like that to do like fun shows. But I do a lot of the road. I'm surrounded by comics who are just psychos. So when you come up with Mark Normand and guys like that who are just like they never take a night off,
non-stop,
you're like, oh, if I don't do 4 sets in a night, am I a piece of shit? I don't know. So you're surrounded by these kind of psychos. It motivates you for sure.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see like where it goes, how it goes, because it's been fun watching. I said this to you the other day when we were talking. I said something a lot of people don't get about comedy. This is just my opinion, but is a lot of the time people they'll say to me like, "Oh, that comic is funny, and that comic isn't." And I go, "No. Sometimes I think what you're missing is the time is just meeting up with the comic and their talents. Do you know what I mean? Louis C.K. was funny forever, and then something in and around the recession connected with him." And people were like, this is my guy and this feeling connects with me. And then they rolled.
It was him talking about his kids. That broke him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Hart was funny forever. And then something connected around that time. And people are like, this is the guy. So I feel like there's so many comedians where people will tell a comedian, I don't know, or no, they're funny now. And I'm like, no. Now is just catching up to their funny. And I feel like we're witnessing your nowness.
Geez.
No, and
You're so nice.
No, but I mean this genuinely. I love comedy. I'll tell you this, it's not even about niceness. I love comedy so
too,
much.
Dude. Yeah, no, I love what we do. I mean, I feel very fortunate. Like I am excited. I'm almost always excited to work, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm always, and like even writing, I get pretty pumped to look over stuff. I don't really feel drained from what I do. And that's why people are like, why don't you take more time off? I enjoy it. I really do like it. I understand I have to do other stuff just to live, to have stories, but so many of my best bits are me making a terrible drunken decision that led to a night of regret. And I'm like, oh, that's a bit, that's a story. So I'll still do that. I just think, it's hard to not work when you love what you're doing.
Yeah, you found your purpose.
And I love going up. And part of why I'm always at the Comedy Cellar, just like, I live walking distance from there. It's fun to just, go up and just be like, let me try these ideas.
Well, you know what's funny is people will often, and not like the broader, but some people might judge a comedian for that. They'd be like, you're always there. Yeah, I remember once saying this to them. They're like, you're always at the cellar. And I was like, yeah, you're always in your office.
Yeah.
Every day. Monday to Friday, you are at the office from 8 until 5.
Yeah, I'm only there for 15 minutes. What the hell are you doing?
Like, I might be here every day for like 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours at most. It's like, yeah, you relax. You know what I mean? This is your office. And you love it at the same time.
Yeah. You're touring like crazy, right?
I've slowed down now. So I spend more time in South Africa. I've slowed down. Because you know what it is there's an interesting thing that happens, and it can happen to you anywhere in the world. But America is very good at amplifying this.
Gun violence.
Oh man, is America's the land of more,
Yeah.
right? So if you can do 50 dates, you want to do 60 dates?
Yeah.
You want to do 70 dates? You know we can add a second show that night.
Yeah.
What do you think about a third show? Have you ever done those? Four? You know, afternoon shows have gotten real popular. You could do a 1 p.m. and then a 5 p.m. And the thing I've learned is one of the reasons America is the economic powerhouse of the world is because it's the land of more. Like quarterly earnings, get that money up, pump that thing, get it going. But I also think one of the reasons it's, you know, one of the most like depressed, violent, and unequal places, despite how much money it has, is because it's the land of more. So the thing I'm trying to search for in life is that balance, like you're saying. I don't ever want to hate comedy because I chased the money side of comedy and not the comedy side of comedy. Because none of us here got into it for the money originally.
There wasn't the money
That-
in it
remember
when I
that time?
started. I mean, I was so satisfied to be just like a guy who played clubs on the road.
It's the best
forever.
feeling in the world.
I was just like looking at people who had that career, and I was like, that would be amazing.
It's the best feeling in the world, yeah.
Because I remember the first time you started headlining, you're like, this is amazing. It's my show. I get to, you know, it's so cool. So yeah, the money is great, but and obviously, you know, there is that fear that it could go away and all that stuff. But yeah, no, it's so freaking fun. I think comedy movies are fun. I love movies. So I want to do, there's other stuff I want to do, but stand-up's always going to be number one.
Stand-up will be the base.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if we leave this earth before seeing you make some sort of noir comedy / something,
Or play Luigi Mangione.
it would have been.
Oh, dude, I'm not in good enough shape for that. Come on, that kid was ripped.
I mean, that's the whole point. The transformation.
The transformation? I think I'm too old, too.
No, that's the
He's like
transformation.
26.
Come on, we got AI. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah, but we saw that in The Irishman. That was rough, dude. You don't want to see old-ass Sam shooting a guy.
All right, before we wrap up, give us a list of movies we got to watch. Everyone says this about you. They go, Sam Morril, the movie buff.
I just like movies,
Yeah, no. Don't say that.
Yeah.
You are like a savant when it comes to, you don't just I like movies.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of guy who'll recommend Leatherheads. I just like movies. You know movies. Give us 5 movies we have to watch.
Okay.
What's the one you said on the bus that everyone started?
Oh, that was called The Big Heat.
Okay, The Big Heat.
It's a cool movie. It's like a cop, unhinged cop, revenge movie. And this actress, Gloria Graham, is in it as well. And she was like awesome actress of her era. She's in It's a Wonderful Life. Okay. She's in this great Humphrey Bogart movie called In a Lonely Place. And she's famous for banging her stepson and then marrying him.
In real life.
Oh, and it got her like basically thrown out of Hollywood, but she's a great actress.
Cancel culture.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. She was a wild one. But then
yeah, that's more than just a wild one.
Big Heat's a good
Banging
one.
your stepson is more than just a wild one.
I'll go another old noir from the 40s called Double Indemnity. That's like the prototype.
Okay.
It's like it's perfect. It's like 90 minutes. I love a 90-minute movie, tight script, hard killer dialogue.
Okay.
And it's Fred McMurray, Barbara Stanwyck, and you got to know Edward G. Robinson. I mean, old school, like talks like this shit, like that talk. Love that.
Shani.
Yeah, and then I'll give you one more noir from those old ones.
Cool, go.
I just love these movies because the scripts are airtight, and for a movie to stand the test of time, like 80 years or whatever old, to me, you have to have such a tight script and it has to be relevant. You know, like it has to hit in the feelings of like, you know, morality that haven't changed.
Yeah.
So Out of the Past is a big one for me. Robert Mitchum, awesome movie. I'll go a little more modern. Let me think modern. Fuck. Should I go all noir?
Just go all noir.
Okay.
We know modern. Just give us like.
Okay.
We have 15 hours
Here's one from the
coming
90s
up
that not enough people have seen. Sam Raimi movie called A Simple Plan. I love that
Simple
movie.
Plan.
That's from the 90s. That's an awesome one.
Who's on it?
Bill Paxton, R.I.P. Great actor.
Okay.
He was in a lot of movies. Billy Bob Thornton, Bridget Fonda. Good cast.
This guy knows his movies.
Billy Bob's unreal in it. It gives this monologue in it that you're like, it breaks you. It's so good. I'll go another shit, man. This one's kind of obvious, but I love it. Fargo, killer.
Okay.
That one.
All right.
I love that one too.
I've seen one.
You seen Fargo?
Yeah.
Fargo's killer, right?
At least I've got one.
Yeah.
This is good.
I've got a 15-hour flight coming up.
Yeah, man. You're going to do it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'll send you some more if you want.
Yeah, we'll take them.
Yeah.
Man, and come join us again. Sam,
I would love
dope,
to, man. It's great talking to you
Thanks
guys.
for coming through. Thanks for being sweaty
My
with
pleasure.
us.
Can I tell you? Carnegie Hall, December 4th.
Do you have like a website?
Yeah, sammorril.com/shows, or you could just go to punchup.live/sammorril.
Okay.
Everything's there. But yeah, I'm all over London, Dublin, Paris.
Which one of these has a notepad and which one doesn't?
None of them. I'm
Okay,
I'm
no
locked in
notepad.
right now. There's
No
no
one's a
notepad.
dummy.
This is
I don't want the same thing to happen.
it's a locked in show.
All right, no
Yeah,
notepad.
but I've never been to a lot of these. I've never been to Berlin. I've never been to Milan. I'm doing shows these places, so I'm pumped.
Oh, you're gonna love Berlin.
I'm pumped.
You're gonna love Berlin.
I'm
That's one
excited.
of my favorite places to do comedy.
I'm excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all over. So
Do you have any recommendations as to where he could go in Berlin?
yeah, there's a sex club.
Go
I've heard
hang
about.
out?
I feel like this
Perhaps a nightlife
Yeah,
kind of excursion where he
is,
might go-
Berghain.
Oh, there.
is that the sex club?
Oh, have you heard of
I don't think to call it a sex club is to diminish it. It's like it's focusing on the aspect of it that is the most shocking to most people.
Gotcha.
But Berghain is also arguably the best nightclub in the world.
Right.
I think they've won the award for best sound system 10 years running, maybe more. Stands to be
Really?
corrected. Yeah, but like easily. It's one of the best sound systems because it's perfectly in phase. So you don't even realize how bad most sound systems are when you go out. Because the sound is just loud. And then the sound system at Berghain is so perfectly tuned that you can have a conversation like this while the music is like thumping away because the sound waves are perfect. Does that make sense? It's like
Yeah,
perfectly
yeah.
calibrated. The room is measured, everything. Any DJ you talk to in the world who's like a DJ, they go, man, playing at Berghain. Because people will go there to dance from Friday night until Monday night, I think. It goes, yeah. 'Cause
Are
can
you
go
a
around-
dancer?
Oh, I love it.
I'm not really a dancer.
Oh, no, go. It doesn't matter. If you can get into Berghain, go.
All right,
like,
I'll-
if you can get in, go. But you might not.
It's a tough.
Yeah, but it's not a tough door because it's fancy. It's tough door because they're just like, you're not going to fit the vibe.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna.
What's the vibe inside there? Gan? What?
The vibe is just whatever. It started as like a gay club originally. And then like, it was just like very free and non-judgmental. And then I think they want to maintain that. They're just like, yo, don't come judgy vibes here. Don't come.
Sam would fit right in there.
Yeah, you would actually.
Oh, yeah.
He's a non-judgy guy. He just wants to have
I'm
a
not
good time.
judgy at all.
Yeah, just go
I mean,
in
I
there.
judge a little, but it's like it's one of, like I pick apart, but then I'm like, nah, but you're good. That's
Yeah,
usually where I'm
that's
at.
fine.
You
That's
know who
fine.
would also fit in there? A photographer. Based on what he did in the past.
Oh, don't remind me.
We'll
Don't
save it.
hotbox that
When you
bus.
find out what happens at Berghain, you'll understand the little nugget this man left you with. All right, Sam Morril, thank you, man. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
This episode is presented by Whole Foods Market. Whole Foods Market is the place to get everything you need for Thanksgiving, with great prices on turkey, quality organic produce, grab-and-go sides, and everyday low prices from 365 brand. You can prep for the holiday with big savings. Shop everything you need for Thanksgiving now at Whole Foods Market. Thank you so much for watching the episode. If you enjoyed it, pass it on to a friend. If you didn't enjoy it, pass it on to your friend still. Let them suffer for a change. And don't forget to engage with us in the comments. If you want to suggest a guest, maybe there's questions you want, maybe there's ideas that you have, you can chat to us. We will read through the comments and we'll get into it. Either way, I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you for hanging out with us on What Now? And remember, we do this for you, so we would like to hear from you. Till next time, thank you.